Mic check 1 2 1 2. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shalom, saints. What's happening, y'all? Who's on with me? Who wiped their feet? That's what I really. Who's wiping their feet as they came in? Let me find out. Shalom Aladar, what's good, my brother? All right, my Northwest fam in the house. Shalom, shalom. Yeah, y'all see the message, man. Wipe your feet, please. You come up in here. Everybody trying to keep things clean and right, but everybody ain't wiping their feet and you come in. Y'all know the rules, old school. Wipe them feet and you come up in the house. All praise, honor, and glory to the Most High. While Yahweh Shai, man. We made it to another Shabbat, another day of rest, man. Got through a treacherous week. I'm sure everybody's got some whelps and some wounds to show and prove that you actually labored 5 to 6 days this week and made it home to your rest, man. We slid home. All praises, man. All praises. But y'all see the message. Y'all see the message, man. Please wipe your feet. Help your brother out, man. There's the whiz. All right, I appreciate you, brother. Man, shalom, Ak. As long as y'all come in courtesy. You know, I know y'all was raised right. I know y'all was raised right. Don't do me like that. You know what I mean? Hold on. This camera's tripping. Maybe not. All right, here we go. All right. I know y'all was raised right, man. Don't do your brother like that, man. Hit that like button. Let's get the algorithms kicking. That's a hard word to say sometimes, man. Algorithms. Y'all Shem Shah Brakatah. Kratza. Yeah. Don't do your brother like that, man. Let's get them algorithms kicking so we can, get some traction going on this movement. That we shoot the messenger. That's right. Don't shoot the messenger. Number 81. Appreciate y'all for coming on in, man. It's Friday Night Lights. Hopefully you took your naps. Hopefully you got some rest in. Hopefully that you're prepared to go on this journey with me tonight, as we always do weekly. All praises. But how's everybody doing this Shabbat, man? Everybody all right? Everybody all right? Hopefully everybody's good, man. All right, so as y'all know what time it is and what we do here, it's time to start putting some on the table to consider and understand what's happening prophetically in the scriptures and according to world prophecy, judgment, current events. We gotta open them up. We gotta dig on in. All right. Let me get to sharing my screen. We're going right in, man. I ain't wasting no time. Anybody that's late, they either still sleeping or Oh, my bad. I Karatazar. That's mom's. All praises, man. Mama Bear in the house. Mama Bear in the house. That's a blessing, man. That's a true blessing. So, you know what time it is. Anybody that ain't in here yet, they usually catch on later. Sleeping, maybe still catching a little nap, but good. It's all good. It's all good. Rani Yah, shalom, my sister. Manaf was good, sis. Shalom, shalom. Did y'all wipe your feet when you came in? There's all kind of spots on the ground right now. I don't know after nobody. Did you wipe your feet when you came in? I hope so. I hope so. All right, man. Let's get the algorithms. Algorithm. Hey, let me get that word straight. Algorithm. Let's get this thing kicking, man. As those things get to triggering for the YouTube bots and all that, man. It's going to send some notifications out. It's going to keep the presence of this video alive and well, and that's all we need. That's all we need. All right, I'm not looking for nothing else, no vanity, no nothing. I'm just trying to make sure that brothers and sisters got opportunity to catch on to this information because it's valuable in this time right now. Hope we can all agree on that. Let's go ahead and see what's good. Hey man, Keith, man, I appreciate you, brother. Shalom, Mike. Hopefully you well, man. All right, let's get to the business then. Let's see what's happening. Let me blow this up a little bit. All right. So, y'all already know, man. We on war watch. What's wrong with me tonight? What is wrong with me tonight? No, I haven't been drinking. Don't even think about it right now. But we're on war watch. That was like three W's. You try that. We're on war watch. You try it. All right. So let's look and see what's happening, man. As we've been going over this past week, man. Man of Monday, Hump Day, Hebrew Hump Day. We've been keeping our eyes peeled over the last month. Longer than that. Longer than that. Since the end of last year, keeping track and seeing what's happening with this warfare that's supposed to be kicking off at any time. Okay. So slow Biden is back talking tough. He's out talking tough. He's not backing down. His preparedness to engage in warfare on behalf of Ukraine and getting himself and his hands dirty with the business of the EU, okay, and NATO. So let's see what this headline says. Biden says he warned Ukraine's president a call to prepare for impact. So he's already acknowledging and telling the Ukraine. So who's calling the shots behind this war? Because really, this is supposed to be. But we see that America always having full control over what's happening in all world affairs. This is how we know the resting place of the beast. This is central command that pertains to so- and so on. So he entered the Iranian president to prepare for impact. So he's either acknowledging Russia do their thing, man, get ready, or he's acknowledging saying that we're going to have to make the first move. Okay, so he's telling the Russian president Zelensky during the call to prepare for impact, quoted, and that Russian forces could sack Kiev, but the White House denies any new action, even as Fort Bragg's 82nd Airborne waits on standby. You see how they always playing games, man? Um, fork tongue devils, man. One minute they saying we're not taking no new actions. We just got through seeing that they were talking about sending over 8,000 troops, and it could amass up to 50,000. Now they're saying that the 82nd Airborne has been told to be on standby, but they're saying, "Oh, we're not taking any actions." See, that's the element of surprise. That's what you're dealing with: camouflage and tactics of warfare. When you read in Sun Tzu's book about the art of war, it tells you about all of these particular tactics that they're using right now. Okay. Let's read on. So, Pentagon spokesman John Kirby revealed that troops from Fort Bragg, Fort Carson, and Fort Campbell are among the 8,500 of heightened alert. Biden and Zelensky had a phone call today where the president reportedly told the Ukrainian leader to brace for an imminent invasion. Imminent. That means at any particular point in time, it can go down. The Defense Department is preparing for a potential deployment into Europe. NATO and the U.S. sent letters to Putin dismissing his main security demands around Ukraine amid fear of war. See, that's how you know that um, the U.S. and NATO are prepared to go for war. They don't really want peace because NATO is trying to absorb the Ukraine into its European conglomerate, right? And that would in turn give them political and a strategic place in warfare close to Russia's borders. So because NATO and Russia don't get along, that's a pretty much a move that's going to impact how Russia feels that NATO is moving in on them. So by NATO saying, Ukraine, come over here with us. We're your friends. We're your homies. We'll take care of you. We'll watch over you. Just let us start setting up shop close to your enemy. Russia's like, hell no. Matter of fact, Ukraine, you were part of me at one point in time. I'm taking you back. This is really our borders or whatnot. Don't sell out. So the demands that Putin was saying was, well, listen, if this goes down and the Ukraine becomes part of NATO, I want to make sure that there are certain security demands that I can have guarantees that you're not going to try to move on me. You're not going to try to further expand across the borders. You're not going to try to set up, military arms next to my borders, making it more threatening to me. That's what he was trying to demand, to say, well, if you don't want me to, if you want me to back off of Ukraine, I need these security demands met. But what do we see here? NATO and the U.S. sent letters to Putin dismissing his main security demands around Ukraine amid fear of war. So they told him, man, go to hell. Go to hell, man. This thing is going straight up the way we want it and the way we planned it. And you can't do nothing about it unless you're ready to go to war. And that's why Putin is saying, well, if that's what it takes, then fine. John Sullivan, America's man in Russia, was pictured delivering the letter by hand in Moscow late last night. Dmitry Peskov, Putin's spokesman, said there is, quote, little room for optimism. Little room for optimism. They ain't even thinking like maybe this could be avoided. Maybe there might be a chance. They said that Slim and none, and Slim is out of town, man. So let's get this thing figured out. While the niggas is out here laying on the ground doing money challenges, spreading out their money, writing little cryptid messages, we're talking about getting ready to go to war. Not but the country that they love and has allowed them to make this little fortune that they're illusioned by, go into a hot war with multiple people. Because if you've seen last Hump Day, America is involved in 4 different conflicts. You got the Ukraine and Russia, you got China, Taiwan, you got Iran, and you've got North Korea. So listen, they're saying there's little room for optimism as Russia considers its response. So where's everybody's minds at? What are they preparing for? What are they thinking about here in the world? Not a damn thing. Not a damn thing. Sergei Lavrov, Russia's top negotiator, left door to more talks open, but said decision will be up to Putin. Ukrainian troops were pictured training with British NLAW anti-tank weapons as they prepared for an invasion. So, regardless of what they're saying on the various fronts, with political pundits and whatnot, and calling anyone who wants to or is looking forward to a war a warmonger, well, talk to the Most High about that, because what's the scripture say in regards to our Father? He says, what? He's a man of war. Let's get that scripture real quick. Exodus 15. See, they're worried about saying, "Oh, well, anybody who wants war, man, you're a warmonger. You don't want this to go. You want this to go down. We're not prepared for this. We're going to end all society." Well, guess what? Shame on you, because our Father is what? A man of war. So is that a negative connotation that you're saying, that because somebody is desiring war? Listen, yeah, we want war because that only is going to lead to furtherly into our deliverance. That's what we're looking for. It's deliverance for the children of Israel. You can't have peace without war. So the Lord is a man of war. Yahweh is his name. Okay? So don't listen to these political pundits and all of them running around there talking about, the U.S. isn't going to get involved. The most they might do is send some weapons over there. Listen, I can't tell. All of the other political pundits are out. I mean, all of the uh, political figures that's involved in this, all the shot callers are saying, hey, there's no room for optimism. We're talking about being prepared for invasion, prepared for impact, all this other stuff, while the dumbed down Mockingbird media is trying to tell you a whole nother story, or hoping that that doesn't happen. Let's move on. Russia warns NATO it will not let its interests be rudely trampled on. That's in quotes. After Biden told Ukraine's President Zelensky to brace for an invasion amid fears Putin will be ready for a complete takeover in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. And you said, well, how's that going to impact us over here? Well, it depends on how long and how deep this war goes, where and how Russia gets their troops set up over here, because they're already negotiating with Venezuela and Cuba to set up shop over here to get closer to the U.S. Who else gets involved? Does China decide to get involved? What does that mean for the economy? What does that mean for gas and oil prices? What does that mean for food supplies? All of that gets affected by war because defense spending has to go up. That means that the budget that America has to support its habits will ultimately diminish. So a lot could happen when and if this thing goes off. Okay. So Russia's already warning NATO what time it is. They're not backing down from this. Okay. Let's move on. Look, every indication is saying Putin plans to use force by mid February. Mid February, they're talking about war. And anybody else that's out there talking crazy about, oh no, this can't be the end. This ain't. Nobody's saying this is the end. All we're saying is that this is part of the program that leads to the end, man. Wars, rumors of wars. This has to go down in one form or fashion. I mean, we're already under the World War III. Pretty much has already been instigated, be it by chemical warfare, be it by cyber warfare. I mean, they're already doing these little some minor wars by proxy. Delivering arms over here, running through these little air drills. We just got to seeing all of the uh the air the warcraft that was flying over there in the Southeast China Sea. They're practicing drills. I mean, troops is over here in South Carolina trying to initiate drills to get involved with urban warfare. I mean, war is already here. It's just a matter of who's letting off the first shot. America's still involved in other wars by proxy all throughout the world. But this is the big one that we're talking about. So now every indication that Putin plans to use force by mid-February is here. The United States believes that Russian President Vladimir Putin remains poised to use force against the Ukraine by mid-February, despite a pressure campaign to stop him. A top diplomat said Wednesday. Mid-February, that's like 2.5 weeks away. 2.5 weeks away. The same way you counting your next paycheck. Oh, I can't get that out my budget right now. Next paycheck I'll get it, and you already thinking in your mind that'll be here soon. That's how close we're talking about. That's what they're estimating that the possibilities could go at that particular point in time. Why do you think that the stocks, the stock markets, and everything else is in shambles and all over the place? Certain fundings is getting switched and flipped around so that they can start funding warfare. You know, look, I have no idea whether he's made the ultimate decision, but we certainly see every indication that he's going to use military force, sometimes perhaps between now and the middle of February. Deputy Secretary of State Wendy Sherman told a forum. Sherman, who met with her Russian counterpart earlier this month in Vienna in an attempt to warn Moscow against invading its neighbor, said that Putin's planning may be affected by the Winter Games in Beijing, which the United States and several allies are boycotting due to human rights concerns. We all are aware that the Beijing Olympics begin on February 4th, the opening ceremony, and President Putin expects to be there, Sherman told the Yalta European Strategy Forum. All right, so they're showing how this could be centered around the Olympics. What better way to show some sort of terror attack or some sort of thing that that jumps off that could be the cause of everything to go hot? Who knows? But let's keep our eyes open. Putin discusses a strategic partnership with Cuban leader amid fears of military threat. See, that's what I was talking about earlier. He's already. I've said it, in weeks past. Everybody's choosing their sides right now. Everybody's aligning themselves up with their allies because when things go, there can't be no blurred lines. There can't be no innocence involved. Either you in it or you not. But if you in it, you better line up with who you lining up with. And that's why Putin is saying, well, let me get over here with my peoples in Cuba, who I've had a long standing relationship with, and let me see if I can get a Cold War jumping off again, where I can make the threat to the US that I'm your neighbor now. If Cubans are able to take a damn banana boat from the island of Cuba to America in hopes of freedom, how fast you think a missile can hit America from there? See what we're talking about? Okay. Following recent threats of a potential military deployment to Cuba earlier this month, Russia's President Vladimir Putin discussed the quote strategic partnership and further coordination of actions in an international arena with Cuban leader Miguel Diaz Canel. In a call disclosed Monday by the Kremlin, in a tweet, Diaz Canel said the two leaders held a quote cordial and fruitful telephone conversation about the quote current international situation. What current international situation could they be talking about? You and I both know. We're reading about it right now. And the development of quote future links in different spheres. News of the conversation comes amid rising fears of a Russian military action in the Ukraine. NATO said Monday it is putting forces on standby and uh, sending additional ships and fighter jets to Eastern Europe, while President Slow Biden was reportedly considering sending troops to the region. Okay, let me double back. Somebody said it's a bot up in there. Let me see if I can track them down. But there they go. You're right. The water keef. Let me get him up out of here. See? Goddamn bastards. All right. Let me get back. Okay. So, Cuba and Venezuela were dragged into the drama surrounding the conflict earlier this month after Russia's deputy foreign minister, Sergei Ryabkov, told a Russian television station that he could, quote, neither confirm nor exclude potential military deployments to the two Latin American nations. He couldn't confirm or exclude that they could potentially be sending military deployments to these two Latin American nations. You want to know why? Because they're in debt. They're in debt to Russia. Russia looked out for Venezuela when they was down and out. Russia looked out to Cuba when they was down and out. Hold on. You see this? Russia's intervention in Venezuela. Russia's investments and loans. This goes back to what I told y'all to go watch that documentary about south of the border. See, as long as the Latin countries are always in debt to Esau, see they're pretty much utilizing uh, what is it when you pick in the worst of two evils. They're saying, well, I'd rather get money from Russia than get it from the IMF in America. You know, America's proven that they moving deceptively and wicked. Maybe Russia be a little bit better, man. That's what happens, man, when people trust in oppression and trusting in the damn so-called white man to bail them up out of their hell, that they're the ones responsible for putting you in it in the first place. You're gonna go back to your damn oppressor who put you in this position and then have your hand out asking for help to get you out of the position. Okay. So Russia's investments and loans to Venezuela are certainly sizable, but they have only kept Maduro afloat as of July 2019. Venezuela currently owes $10 billion for the purchase of 36 Russian Su-30 Mk2 fighter jets, uh, 1.1 billion Rosneft investment into Venezuela oil field development. I mean, we see what's going on. I don't have to read this whole article, but you can see here, Cuba, the same thing. See, it's all about strategic positioning. So now it's, hey, I looked out for you when you needed me. I kept you afloat. Now, guess what? It's time for payback. Where are we still on for colonizing the land over there in Venezuela? Are we still good with colonizing Cuba? Absolutely. That's what goes on. That's a good precept, Karatazar. Let me pull that one up. Proverbs 22, you said, right? That's a good precept. Because that's exactly what goes on. America loves to live by the rules, man. As long as I owe you, as long as you owe me, I'll never be broke. There you go. Proverbs 22:7. The rich ruleth over the poor, and the borrower is a servant to the lender. Always, Always. I mean, isn't that one of the curses? He's gonna lend to us. We should not lend to him, right? In Deuteronomy. Let's get that one. 28 and let's see. It's he shall lend to thee and 44. We'll see 43 and 44. So Deuteronomy 28, 43. The stranger that is within thee shall get above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. So we see this, all the way back from the conquistador, the Spanish conquest, the colonizations of these islands and in these countries. Stranger comes in, they get above thee very high. They're setting political precedents. They're enforcing the language. They're enforcing the religion. They're enforcing the economic structures. They're enforcing political policies. Right. Verse 44, he shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. So they're always going to be in obeisance to their masters. So now this is why we see how Russia is able to have this political maneuvering over in these particular countries, because now they're in debt. They owe. And they've already set up shop and colonized areas in these particular countries and set up military bases or whatnot so they can get closer to America. All right. So we see here, he said he couldn't confirm whether or not they was going to do it or not, but uh, that's part of the the element of surprise. It's like, would you tell your opposition your plans, what you are planning to do, what you are going to do or not going to do? So there we have it. It's on the table, close. Okay. Now look, Britain is getting involved. British troops are poised to deploy to Eastern Europe to repel any assault on the Ukraine by Russia within days, as military chiefs consider ranging of options to match buildup of Moscow's forces on the border. Now we're seeing all the conglomerate nations, the EU, NATO, all these countries now are starting to get involved. So now the UK, Britain has to come down and get their troops down. This is what we're talking about. World war. This ain't just between the Russia and the Ukraine. We see that and understand that now. Now we're seeing some of the other nations are slowly being involved. They're creeping in. They're acknowledging which side they're on or whatnot. So, boom, here we have it. So now expect Great Britain to get involved. They're sending their troops. Okay. China backs Putin as a top diplomat warns U.S. that Russia's security demands must be taken seriously amid fears of war in the Ukraine. So China now, it said, "Hey, we got Russia's back. Move if you want to. We've been waiting to get busy." China is backing Putin as a top diplomat warns the U.S. that Russia's security demands must be taken seriously amid fears of war. Wang Yi, China's foreign minister, delivered his warning in a call of state Anthony Blinken today, just hours after Blinken sent Putin a letter dismissing most of his demands. So they pretty much have told Putin, man, go to hell. If you think you got it and you think you can move on, our little homie, if you think you got it like that, make a move. And we're gonna see what time it is. Then these particular um there's another scripture I want to show. Hold on. I think it's in Ezekiel. We see the allegiances of Moab and Ammon. Shoot. Is it 25? Mm, mm, where were we at? Yeah, here we go. Okay, so let's look at this here. 25 and verse 7. It says, "Behold, while I will stretch out my hand upon thee, and will deliver thee for a spoil to the heathen, and I will cut thee off from the people, and I will cause thee to perish out of the countries. I will destroy thee, and thou shalt know that I am the Most High Power." Right. So we're seeing the judgment that happened and befell the children of Israel. Verse 8. It says, "Thus saith the Most High Yahweh, because that Moab and Seir do say, Behold, the house of Judah is like unto all the heathen." Moab is a so-called Chinese. Seir is represented the so-called white man. They've always had an allegiance and an affinity for each other, man. They've always been bed buddies. No surprise, we see that Moab and Edom are in cahoots. Are in cahoots. See? Verse 9, "Therefore, behold, I will open the side of Moab from the cities and from which are on his frontiers, the glory of the country, Beth Jesimoth, Baal Meon, and Kiri- Kiriathaim, unto the men of the east with the Ammonites," not talking about the Japanese, "and will give them in possession, that the Ammonites may not be remembered among the nations. And I will execute judgments upon Moab, and they shall know that I am the Most High Yahweh. Thus saith the Most High Yahweh, because that Edom hath dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance, and hath greatly offended and revenged himself upon them. Therefore, thus saith the Most High Yahweh, I will also stretch out my hand upon Edom, and will cut off man and beast from it, and I will make it desolate from Teman, and they of Dedan shall fall by the sword." So we're seeing here for verse 14, "And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by my hand, by the hand of my people Israel, and they shall do in Edom according to mine anger, according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance," saith the Most High Yahweh. So, I mean, Edom's all types of hell to pay. And when it said that we're going to revenge him with the fury of the Most High, the vengeance of the Most High, that's unknown power. That's unknown power and destruction at the hands of Israel. I mean, Esau doesn't stand a chance in hell when it's all things go down. And you know who's going to take down with him? His buddy Moab. See, since they love to lay together, man, they love to fashion themselves after Babylon. Love with wise. Moab is gonna have to pay. Moab is gonna have to pay because they want to get involved in matters, and they envy, the so-called white man so damn much. They know Moab is so damn subservient, man. He's gonna do whatever. He's gonna do whatever, and they have this whole little fake as though they're against uh America. But meanwhile, you love Russia. Either way, you love the so-called white man. Look at this. Uh, ver- uh, Second Ezra 15:40. "The great and mighty cloud shall be puffed up, full of wrath, and the star that they may make all the earth afraid, and them that dwell therein, and they shall pour out over every high and eminent place in a horrible star, fire and hail and flying swords." What are the flying swords? Those are the missiles. Fire, hail. We're talking about. We're seeing unprecedented weather reports saying that they've created and generated a a, uh, a heating source more 10 times hotter than the sun. I mean, I seriously doubt that because they can't even measure the temperature of the sun. You can't even get close enough to determine that you've made something 10 times brighter than the sun. So who knows about that? Acknowledge that they're in creations of trying to be like the Most High and making a sun or a power similar to the sun or more powerful than the Most High's creation is blasphemous in itself. That's why the so-called damn gooks need to go. They're just as bad as the damn so-called white man. Okay. "Fire and hail and flying swords and many waters, that all fields may be full, and all the rivers and the abundance of great waters. Uh, and they shall break down the cities and walls, mountains and hills, trees of wood and grass." So we're going to see destruction of lands, destruction of food supplies. See, "And they shall go steadfastly into Babylon and make her afraid." So when all this war is going down, America over here, as people in their Happy Meals and eating their Big Macs and watching American Idol and whatever other show. I don't even know if American Idol and in Atlanta Housewives and everything else. Oh, when shit starts happening, pardon my French, but it's late night. Put the kids away. You know what I mean? People gonna start getting afraid over here because then you're gonna start seeing about Russia now has troops in Cuba. Russia now has troops in Venezuela. They're threatening to launch and set off attacks. They're close. They're on land. When all those things start going down. Verse 40, they her. The star and all her wrath they pour out upon her. Then shall the dust of the smoke go up unto the heaven, and all they that be around about her shall beware smoke to go up into the heavens. Something's got to explode. The dust smoke going up into the heavens. Something's going to hit. Something's going to explode. Mushroom clouds. Okay, verse 45. And they that remain under her shall do service. So they're going to try to establish a whole nother world order, a whole nother establishment of rulership. Whoever the winner of the war is, that's where the next, phase of dominance is going. But this ain't going down. As far as the so-called Moabites are concerned, the so-called white man still will remain in control. Russia still will exert its dominance, whatnot. But what do they talk about with the so-called Chinese? Verse 46. And thou, Asia, that art partaker of the hope of Babylon and art the glory of her person. See, they partake in the hopes of Babylon, love doing all the social experiments on their people. They love to open up the Wuhan labs, do all that other mad, right? They love to sit up here and establish one-child policies. They love going out there and establishing abortion. And they'll give them people the fake foods. They'll do the surveillances. They'll do the social credit scores. They'll do everything trying to be a partaker in the hopes of Babylon. Babylon has hopes of maintaining itself as a world power, and they're saying we're going to establish that hope. And it said, and thou art the glory of your person. They love white zaddy over here, envious and want to be like. But what the Most High say, woe be unto thee, thou wretch, because thou hast made thyself like unto her, and hast decked thy daughters in whoredom, that my have always desired to commit whoredoms with thee. See, now they want to be spoken of in Revelation 17. So when we start seeing these unions happen, this type stuff, right? This is why we got to see and know where we're at prophetically. This is all how it's supposed to be going down. So Russia and China making this allegiance, they've always had relationships like that, and now we're seeing why, because the so-called Chinese love the damn so-called white man, including destroy themselves and their own people and impose oppression upon their own people just to try to prove a point that they can be as good as or even better than their white zaddies. Next story. So the world holds its breath. Kremlin says there's a lot of room for optimism after the U.S. ambassador letter. Or I read this one already. I must have double printed this one. Double shot this one, screenshot it. Okay, so next one. Biden admin warns Wall Street about impending Russian sanctions. The bank chiefs told country will be cut off from the global banking system and unable to convert its currency. Now we're seeing how America institutes these sanctions. So they were telling Russia, listen, we're going to hit you in the pockets, but what's that going to do to the economy here? What's that going to do to the markets here? That's why there's all these sell-offs. That's why these CEOs are resigning and heading for the hills. They've already acknowledged and told the family members of um any of the diplomats that's over there in the Ukraine, hey, get the hell out of there because things are about to go bad. So now they're already saying that Wall Street is about to get hit, like it's not already being hit, like it's not already on the downward swing and plunging. Now it's going to get hit even more. Once you get a warning like that and it's coming from slow Biden administration, man, that's when the markets start going crazy, man. The sell-offs start wilding out. Let me see how many CEOs have stepped down. Let's say in 2021. See, they're taking their pensions, they're taking the money, and they're running. Why CEOs are stepping down. 2020's major resignations explained. See, not even CEOs are safe from the wrath of 2020. This was from 2020. This continued from 2020. This was from September 20th. I mean, September 30th, 2020. This continued all the way through 2021, and it's still going on. So we're seeing them getting the hell out of Dodge, selling off, getting their retirement checks, their 401ks, and moving off into buying up little island redoubts and going to New Zealand and all over the damn place, hunkering down because they already know what's going to be happening. They're not going down with the ship. Security Council met with executives from Group, Bank of America, J.P. Morgan Chase, and Goldman Sachs, according to Bloomberg. So they're already telling the bank, you can't deal with Russia anymore. See, that's what they did when they froze out Venezuela. They froze out all these other all the Latin countries, man, that didn't want to get down with the program and didn't want to keep taking money on loans with them. They just shut them out. He's no good here no more. So if you freeze them out of an economy, that's how they're figuring the same Russia gonna bow down and beg and say, "Oh well, come on, America, please don't cut us off. Don't cut us off." Russia don't play like that. You talk about two damn devils. Both of them got poison all in their fangs, and they biting each other. It ain't like one is just you biting and ain't nothing. Man, both of them got poison. They biting each other, man. So that's what Biden is saying he's gonna do. Is establish sanctions. Okay, but check this out. See, Russia and China establishing their own economy. See, look at this. China and Russia to establish independent financials. Russia and China have agreed to develop shared financial structures to deepen economic ties in a way that will not be affected by pressure of third countries following talks. See, Kremlin reveals new independent Russian Chinese finance. That's why they're prepared to go to war because they already got. Look at him waving to his little gook boyfriend. See, they've already made. China's been stashing gold. Russia's been stashing gold. They're already prepared to establish their own financial currencies and be independent from third parties like America and their banking system and Wall Street and so forth and so on. So the little financial sanctions that Biden is talking about work. That's why they like, man, we're not tripping. You think you're gonna affect our economy? We're not. What's the cap man over there in Libya that they put to death? And he was trying to establish his own financial currency, and Hillary Clinton had him put to death. Uh, uh, dang, what's that brother's not brother, but what's his name? Uh, dang, man, it was on the tip of my tongue. I'm gonna get it in a second. I'm gonna get it in a second. Give me a second. Gaddafi. There you go. Karatazar. There you go. The water. So Kremlin reveals new independent Russian Chinese financial systems. So they're already prepared to get cut off. The backup is already set up. So here we go again. We seeing white man in China lining up again. Moab and Mount Seir lining up again to form a conglomerate. So they ain't worried about that. Muammar Gaddafi. Uh, something come up from that. And then I want to show you some. Yeah, see. Why Gaddafi had to go? American gold, oil, and the challenge of the monetary imperialism. See, when you don't play fair by the so-called white man's rules of America and battle, go. See, what was NATO's? Who's involved again? NATO. Hillary Clinton. She had that little interview, and they was talking about how Gaddafi got put to death. And she said, "We came, he saw, he died," and start laughing. That's a demon, man. A wicked broad. Basically laughing at the fact that I put out a hit, had him killed, and then you laugh at it. I'm gonna try to find that video in a second. Oh no, here it go right here. I didn't even know they had it on here. Okay, so NATO's involved, same people that's involved right now with the border situation happening with the Ukraine and Russia. What was NATO's violent intervention in Libya really about? Now we know, writes Ellen Brown, thanks to Hillary Clinton's recently published emails, it was to prevent the creation of an independent hard currency in Africa that would free the continent from economic bondage under the dollar. The IMF and the French African, same characters involved. If you ain't watched that documentary, um, oh, that was you, Shalak. Yeah, both of y'all said. Um, Same characters involved in south of the border. The IMF, see, shaking off the last heavy chains of colonial exploitation. So when you don't want to sit back and bow down to America, you don't want to sit back and play games with Esau, you're pretty much a liability and you got to go. So we just got through seeing China and Russia saying, well, we're going to get our own jumping off. Here go the video right here. Hopefully this link takes us right to it. While that's loading up. Uh yeah. The brief visit of then Secretary of State Hillary Clinton to Libya in October 2011 was referred to by the media as a quote victory lap. We came, we saw, he died. She crowned in a CBS video interview on the hearing of the capture and brutal murder of Libyan leader Muammar el-Gaddafi. See, they ain't got the link. They ain't got the link live. Okay. Let me see if I can if y'all ain't seen it, just in case. Uh See, global demand rose 10% in 2021 on. Oh, no. I'm sorry. China gold reserves. How much gold does China really have? China's secret gold stockpile may be the second biggest quote gold stockpile since April 3,510 metric tons, second to the United States, who's got 8,133.5 tons of gold. So China's been stockpiling gold. Let's see if Russia's been doing it. See, when you get those precious metals, man, that's the only thing that can actually back up the value of a particular currency. Let's see if Russia stockpiling gold. Oh, what? Russia keeps stockpiling gold in foreign currencies. Oh, so now we see what's going on. See, now let's see if they got it on YouTube. Let's see if we can find her.
So, I mean, that is the land of unconfirmed videos. We came, we saw, he died. He didn't have anything to do
Good Lord. And they both laugh. You talking about you just killed a man. And tell me Esau's not a murderer from the beginning. Tell me he doesn't live by the sword. Even his dog. Well, what's a female dog? You in the caption. Yeah, this little white bitch. She's even wicked as hell, man. You talking about you just killed the man. Where else did they do that outside of like villainous arch villain movies? The Joker and cats like that, man, do shit like this. Hold on.
So, I mean, that is the land of.
And the interviewer laughing too.
We came, we saw, he died. Did it have anything to do with your visit? No, I'm sure it did.
Wow.
So, I mean, unconfirmed videos. We came, we saw, he died.
You tell me the white man ain't the devil, man. Unreal. Now I was just moving in the spirit. When it came down to this whole little thing we were just going over. Let me get back to everything else that we got to talk about, man. Because there's a lot going on. As you can see, my spirit, I won't be dealing with something, man. My mind and spirit it go somewhere else, and they we talking about something else. But we see here, as long as y'all following along. This little minor threat about being cut off from global banking system and all that, they already prepared for that, man. They already been establishing and stockpiling gold and getting ready to make their next move. And we see how America, NATO, IMF, and everybody else reacts when you try to break free from their little independent monetary systems. You got so that's even more evidences that warfare is on the horizon. Biden sparks a gas panic. Joe warns he will pull the plug on $11 billion Russian gas pipeline into Germany, Nord Stream 2, if Putin invades Ukraine, as he, quote, kicks out 27 Russian diplomats from D.C. So now, that's even more indications that war is on the horizon because what? He just got through kicking out 27 Russian. Look at the enemy. You can't be here. We can't have no spies in here. We can't have no sleeper cells up in here. None of that. Things might go down. Y'all got to go. Go home. So if that's not a declaration of war, I don't know what is. And that also shows you, man, the so-called white man in America, as we've always been saying, this is the last beat. This is it right here. Everything flows through here. The earth being given. I mean, if America can sit back and call shots about how Russia conducts their business, America told them we'll pull the plug on an $11 billion operation of gas that you send to Germany, um, and to other European countries because that's how many countries in Europe get their gas, get their power is through Russia and this pipeline. So what's going to happen to those European nations that depend on this? They're either going to beg and tell Putin, man, hey, come on, just compromise, man. We don't want to lose this, and we still need that gas and that money. Or America's going to say, guess what? You can get it from us. You're going to have to fight for us. See that? That's how they establish their allies by hook or by crook, man. So that's what's on the table right now. The State Department asked 24 Russian diplomats to depart from Washington and to return home on Tuesday, according to the Russian embassy. So they're kicking out Russian diplomats. They're pulling out their family members from the Ukraine. So, from all indications, we're seeing where war is going down. Yeah, that's right, Manaf. I should have did my too short uh interpretation of Hillary Clinton. Yeah. Yeah. I got my little white bitch. All right, so let's look what's happening. We talked about this a couple weeks ago, right? And a few times before under DSTMs that we've done. I've done cyber polygon. Remember them talking about cyber attacks could be hitting up. This week all these damn internet service providers and apps been going down every month since damn near like September, October. Now out there launching off these little missiles and showing they little showing they stuff. All of a sudden, boom, they get hit by a cyber attack. Esau tell them, because we can turn off the lights on you at any particular point in time, Moab. You better get in line over here. But they ain't doing that. North Korea. Internet down by suspected cyber attacks, researchers. saying North Korea's internet appears to have been hit by a second wave of outages in as many weeks, possibly caused by a distributed denial of service attack. Researchers said on Wednesday. We're in cyber attacks, cyber warfare is jumping off. Um, North running around. They've been launching off their hypersonic missile tests, flexing them of late, and then all of a sudden, boom, they get hit with a cyber attack. That's a warning to tell them, hey, we already got our hands full over here, man. Y'all better chill out. We'll turn the lights off on you gooks over there, man. And before you know it, they're going to have to say, hey, China, we need help. Russia, we need help. We're suffering these cyber attacks, man. Can we join y'all? You already know. They're gonna say, hey man, the more the merrier. Come on through. Ukraine's is Europe's problem, not ours. So why is Biden wasting Americans' energy on a fight that's none of our business? I mean, this dude acts like he doesn't realize and hasn't recognized that America is the shot callers of the world. You a damn general, ex-general, national security advisor. You what's going on? But because he's not part of the system anymore, now he's popping up trying to play devil's advocate, or he's trying to propose a separate side of the threat. When he was under the authority of the beast, he had no problem intervening and being and meddling in all type of world affairs. But now all of a sudden, now he's outside of the box. This is why you can't trust a white man. He plays both sides of the fence. General Keith Kellogg. So he's saying the Ukraine is Europe's problem and not ours. So why is Biden on a fight that's none of our business? But that also goes to show you how America can situations that has nothing to do with them, but the policy, they call the shots, they run the world. Instead of tackling the true threat from China. See how he's still talking about doesn't have his fingers off of war. He doesn't have his fingers off of conflict. He's saying the bigger threat is China. Leave Russia and the Ukraine alone. We don't want smoke with Russia right now. China we need to deal with. See, Kellogg, Biden, and his advisors failed us in Afghanistan and appear to be heading in the same direction in the Ukraine as Putin Russia's continues. Oops, my bad. Continues to mass military forces for a possible invasion. Perhaps the most troubling aspect of Putin's efforts is how effectively he drags Biden deeper into Russia's priorities and away from the top national security issue that matters most to the Americans and should be on top of Biden's mind: the rising and increasingly emboldened threat of China. Ukraine is primarily a European issue to solve, but the Europeans are failing. Instead of being bogged down in a non NATO European issue, we should have continued the intellectual strategic move, recognizing China as a preeminent emergent threat to America. So he's not even denying that America has threats on multiple fronts. He's saying China is the biggest threat, man. Let Satan cast out Satan over there with but we gotta deal with these Moabites right now. Can't do that because you're involved in everything. Look at this in Revelation. You're getting involved in business that's supposedly none of your business. It is your business. America's running this whole damn world, and they've got all nations is bowing down and worship. Remember, all nations is drinking the wine of the fornication. We're gonna get that next. Revelation 13, reading verse 9, it says, if any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with. We be on the streets crying aloud, saying that because we want justice and we ready to have these damn demons go back into captivity because they let us into captivity. We need vengeance from the sword because they killed with the sword. This is the reading the next verse, or finishing up verse 10. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and spake as a dragon. So, speaking as a dragon, Revelation chapter 12. Let's get that real quick. Look at this broad, man. Disgusting demon. Let's see here. Revelation 12 and 9. Okay. So it said it's speaking as a dragon. What type of characteristics does this dragon have? The great dragon, Revelation 12 and 9, the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan. So this particular beast that's got two horns is going to speak like a dragon. Being what? Speak lies, deceit. Okay. It's going to be adversarial to righteousness and truth. America embodies all of the above. That old serpent called the devil and Satan. And who's at the helm? Who's running the show of this place? Yep, you guessed it. Here you go. And all of those before him. Obama don't even count. He don't even count. Because I think on his mother's side, which doesn't really matter when it comes down to patriarchal lineage, but they've done studies, man, and I don't know. I'm pretty sure y'all done seen them. Y'all done seen them them little studies that they did, the bloodlines of showing how all of the damn presidents is related. Even Obama. Look at the damn bots, man. Get up out of here. See, okay. Let me get back over here. All of the presidents related. So Obama don't even count, man. Obama's a damn joke. But we see here, who's really running it? All of America's been ran by the so-called white man. That old serpent, the devil, and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. That's how he's speaking. He speaks in lies and hypocrisies. That's how he's speaking as a dragon. That's where we get the whole phrase, his story, because we know that he is a proponent of distorting history, lying, and creating deceptions of the world. He's working in all type of alchemy and sorcery, uh, having the world doped up on drugs and everything else. Man, I mean, he does it all. Deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. So this is so-called white man and his angels and his cohorts. Okay, all his agents that's with him, upholding the glory of America. Okay, now verse 11, it says, "And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and had two horns like a lamb." Those two horns are the power structures of America. All right, let me get a precept in. Hold on one second, y'all. I'm damn damn bots are relentless, huh? Yeah, Karatazar, there you go. So he's related to Bush, I believe, on his mama's side. But yeah, that just shows you, man, how they love to deal in uh, incest. You know what I'm saying? They all got some sort of ancestral relationship with each other. Where were we at? Revelation 12. Oh, my bad. I said I was gonna go to a precept regarding the horns. Let's look at Psalms. I think I want Psalms 18. Okay. Yeah, Psalms 18 and 2. It says, "The Most High Yahweh is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer, my power, my strength, in whom I will trust, my buckler and the horn of my salvation and my high tower." So the horn is representing salvation. The horn is representing power, strength, rulership. It's showing leadership. It's showing the majesty. You know, if you see a ram or whatnot, man, got big, strong horns, man. It shows you the power that he's dealing with. It shows you the respect that he's expecting to receive from his fellow rams or whatnot. Okay, so in going back to Revelation 13, it says he had two horns like a lamb. So the two horns are the power structures that America establishes itself on. If it's in politics, you're talking Republican and Democrat. If it could be talking about the establishments of its politics and its sciences. These are the power structures that America stands on. Its religion and its economics. The two horns are interchangeable with the different powers that it can represent. Okay, so when it said it's got the two horns, that's what it's talking about. And the establishment of powers and how America maintains its power is through its politics. Be it um, politics, religion, Republican, Democrat, basically both two sides of the we always say that two wings of the same bird, two sides of the same coin. You know what I mean? That's what America is holding down, and it's speaking as a dragon. Verse 12 is really what I want to see. And he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him. So speaking about Rome was the first beast that was before it. That's where America was birthed out of. That's why we see so many things in the political structure that's based after Rome. We see the structures that's going on in D.C. are based after Roman structures and concepts. Okay, we all know that America was birthed from Rome, and is its daddy, and he exercises all the power of the first before him. So Rome had all the power in the world. Rome was the dominating power, had all the nations flowing onto it. Rome was like the first. Well, I ain't gonna say the first, but Rome was a melting pot within itself. Establishes certain political freedoms or whatnot. Was wealthy, had an expansion of land. That stretched from the east over in uh from India all the way to Africa, so forth and so on. America had, I mean, Slovakia, Rome had such an expansive amount of territory that was one of the reasons why it broke, is because it was too big, and the oversights and the spending and everything else led to its ultimate collapse. Infighting, as we see what's going on in America, same thing, you know. But it says going to exercise all the same powers of the beast before it. Rome setting up vassal kings all over the place, allowing them to rule in their particular districts. All got to report back to Caesar, right? So America does the same thing, man. They set up these little puppet leaders, man, all over the place. And as soon as they stop, parroting and following after the same agenda, they got to go. They got to go. Okay, so uh, now it says that he exercises all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, which deadly wound was healed. So the deadly wound was when Rome fell out of power under the so-called white man in uh, what year was that? 168 BC, approximately. I might be. Let me hold on. I'm trying to think. September. So 193. 193. Shalaki. 193 AD to around the mid 14th century. The so-called white man lost his power structure, but he ended up being healed. He came out the Renaissance and regained power again. That's how he was healed. Okay, and the next rulership of the so-called white man came into effect, and that's how that thing played out. But the thing is that I was trying to pull out is him having the cause to make everybody worship after the structure of America, right? So this is why we're seeing this general talking about why are we getting involved in affairs that don't involve us. You already involved, because the beast system that he represents, all of them have already laid with the great whore. They're already in bed with him. So now everything, every little disease, every little plague that pops up, man, America's got to get involved. America's got to put everything on his back. So why? All nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. That's showing you that she's the woman, the great whore in Revelation 17. and the merchants of the earth are wax rich through the abundance of her delicacies. So everything that America provides to these nations, this is why you got to get involved, dummy. You talking about why you wasting energy? It is your business. Only furtherly proves that America is Babylon. America is the great whore. America is the place that all nations are drinking the wine of the wrath for the fornication. Uh, they're over here, dictating and even telling Russia, listen, we'll cut you off and we'll take you out of power. We'll break your pockets if you don't like how things is playing out. You know, so this is it. Okay. Uh, let's so that's the end of the war discussion, but we see that it's definitely on the table. It can go high at any particular point in time. It's definitely going down, and not much has changed. Only things is getting worse. So prepare yourselves. Been saying for over a year now, everybody make sure that you've got some means to make sure that you're in decent standings when everything goes down, because gas could get affected, uh with oil production or whatnot. Food supplies, we already see it. Everything I've been talking about this for years on end, and not only in the old congregation, but this one, under Messengers of the Covenant, over the last year, some change or more. Been saying the same thing, man. Make sure that you got some things in order to maintain and survive with, because, like I said, it ain't always the fact that a famine doesn't mean that there's no food. A famine could mean that there is food, but you can't afford it. You can't get to it, and that would lead to a famine as well. See, that's what uh Revelation 6 is talking about as one of the seals, and I think it's the third seal. Matter of fact, Revelation 6. Yeah, let's look at verse 6. Okay, Revelation 6:6, and that says, "And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny." Now, do you know what that means? How much is a penny's worth? A measure of wheat. So a certain dispensation of wheat as a resource, create and make meals with, right? It said that would cost you as much as a penny. Well, let's look at what that would mean in the scriptures. Matthew 20. Oops. Matthew 20. Let me get this precept real quick. Okay. Matthew 20, let's read 1 and 2. It says, "For the kingdom of heaven is like unto a man that is an householder, which went out early in the morning to hire laborers into his vineyard." Verse 2. "And when he had agreed with the laborers for a penny a day, he sent them into his vineyard." So, what is it saying in Revelation 6 and 6? "And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny." So it's saying that you will get a small amount of wheat, a small amount of food or resources for a day's labor. We've talked about this before. And 3 measures of barley for a penny. So if a penny represented your whole day's labor, let's just say you make, uh, today's economy, let's just say you're making $20 an hour. That might be stretching it for a lot of folks. $15 an hour, right? $15 an hour, and you know, you working 8 hours. Let's do the math. So 15 times 8, $120. That's your day's labor. Oops, hold on. Let's remember he's got to take out his taxes. So let's just take $40 off of that. You got $80. That is enough for you to get damn near a loaf of bread and maybe an ounce of rice. That's inflation. That's what we're seeing happening now on small levels, but all we're seeing is, oh, inflation is the highest that it's been in 40 years, and it's only going to get worse. You understand? Shelves are empty, not completely, but they're empty in various places. I done did a video showing just in three aisles I went to. Each one had empty shelves somewhere. People all over the internet are posting videos in stores that they're at. You know, cats is going in, doing smash and grabs, and just blatantly just walking out of stores, shutting down stores. They got all different kind of stores up in Oakland and in San Francisco that are closing down, CVS's and Walmarts and all that, because people were just running in there just stealing every damn thing, and it was bankrupting the damn uh bankrupting the stores. The Edomite what's his name, Michael Rappaport just had a video where he filmed the cat man walking right out the CVS. Dude had like two backpacks full of stuff, man. Walked out and security just stood there and walked right out the door. He ain't even stopping. Hold on. I don't know if y'all seen this. Yeah, here we go. They would play a damn ad. Come on, get out of here.
Thank you, Lee. A wild and surprising video posted online of a shoplifter at a local chain drugstore with some kind of huge haul in stolen.
Look at security. This is where we at now. And I want to hear his commentary. I want to see if somebody just posted his commentary, because the damn news they get all involved. Maybe this is it.
Yo, I'm looking at
Yeah, this is it right here. This is without the news. Now listen to this.
yo, I'm looking at this shit. This dude, this motherfucker, yo, this dude is, I can't believe.
Look at security. Jake just scratches his head like, "Hey man, I ain't getting paid enough to mess with this dude, man. It ain't my store. The hell with it. Let him have it."
I'm seeing this shit. This motherfucker, yo, this fucking guy just filled his 2 bags up with everything in Rite Aid right here, 80th and First Avenue. He's walking down the street like shit is good.
All right, I gotta calm down, because they say YouTube be monitoring all the damn cussing and be chopping your videos down and disappearing them because if you got too much cussing on them. But you see what's going on, man. This place is infested with things about to just completely collapse. One of these bots done made their way up in here. Get up out of here, man. I missed him. All right. Let's get back to the scheduled programming. Okay. Uh so where were we at? My bad, y'all. See, I be getting thrown off. But this is where we at. Okay. It said, I heard a voice in the midst of the 4B saying, a measure of wheat for a penny and 3 measures of barley for a penny. So we're seeing small rations of food going down for your whole day's labor. So you, like I said, you're making $15 an hour, man. That a day's worth of food, it might cost you $80. Who's willing to spend that? Who's got that in on hand? You understand? So if you ain't got some people's gonna end up going starving. Or you can have the rationed out soil and green meals that the government will provide for its loyal servants. You want that? I mean, there's no escaping this madness, man. The so-called white man wants everything under his complete control, or else. That's why our power has to be completely in the Most High. Let me go back into that scripture we just read in Psalms, man, because this is really uh, our last hope to all things. Verse 2. The Most High is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer, my power, my strength, in whom I will trust, my buckler and the horn of my salvation and my high tower. That's all we got left, man. Cause this damn demon, he's trying to get it all, take it all, and if you don't like it, to hell with you. That's what he's thinking in his mind. So, this is where we at, y'all. Let me get back over here. So that's it on the war front. We see what's going on there. Okay, let's see what else we got. So as usual, just like I said before, white man give it, then he take it away, man. Indian giver, he wants to blame the Native Americans for that. No, that's him. New York State mask mandate temporarily back in place after the judge grants a motion to stay. So they got rid of the mask for a hot second, but guess what? Oop, we got to bring it back. It's still in effect. We said we was gonna hold. We said we was gonna take it away, but no. Oops, got to go back to it. That's why you can't even trust anything that's going on when they talk about we're easing up off of here or we're gonna stop doing this over here. It'll be back. He can't help it. He's got to. He's the devil. New York. New York State mask mandate is still in effect for now. After 2 days of court hearings, a judge ruled the mandate will stay in place at least until the end of the week so all sides can respond. On Monday, a judge struck down the mandate, but an appellate court judge on Tuesday put it back temporarily after the state attorney general's office tried to block the new ruling from going into effect, citing, quote, irreparable harms. The judge on Monday ruled that the State Department of Health did not have the authority to enact such a mandate without approval from the legislature. But Attorney General Letitia James' office filed a motion to stay the ruling. Quote, a judge has granted our motion to keep New York's mask mandate in place while appeal court process continues. Attorney General Letitia James tweeted after the appellate judge's stay, protecting the health of New Yorkers during the, quote, C-19 pandemic is our top priority. So of course they're gonna, put a niglet to be on the chopping block and be the one to blame, when all of this goes down. So let's see who Letitia James is, just so that Letitia James. There she goes. There she goes. So, while New Yorkers are running around there protesting and marching and pissed off about these masks, white man gonna say, don't blame me, blame her. Blame the nigga woman. It's her fault. See, and all she's doing is the cause of her master. White man says, "Hey, you be the fall guy for it." You wanna know how many? See, I'm getting. I was just about to go there. How many black chief of police in the USA? I want to see if they just got a graph or something. I mean, look, Nashville chief of police, Miami, Dover, Delaware. I mean, look at this. Who would think a damn Negro be running Delaware? Ferguson's first black chief of police. That's Ferguson in Missouri. Hopefully you understand where I'm going with this. There's always a scapegoat nigga that they gonna blame for every damn problem that goes on. Oh, there's too much crime in the city. Blame the nigga. We put him in charge. That's his fault. Oh, police brutality, police killings, police harassments. Hey, niggas is involved. Y'all running this. We gave the overseer to you niggas. That's the problem. Oh, there's always a scapegoat. You understand? This is all the chief of police in various countries. Okay, I mean countries, various states. Uh, but they always looking at put a Negro in on the front lines. So Letitia James, she gonna take one for the team. When the mask mandates, everybody wants them off. She goes back to the appellate court and says, "Nope, put it back on." So they're gonna blame her. You know, Negro's always gonna be the one to get blamed for all of this, right? So let's get back over to the rest. Oh, well. Yeah, you got Catholic Church. Yeah, I'm not done with them yet. I'm not done with them. Remember, I just had the past couple DSTMs been going hard on the Catholic Church and their infidelities and their folly that's going on. Now they're sitting up here talking about you need to accept, family, gay families. I mean, families of gay children need to accept them and not necessarily. What do they say? Support them. Okay. But even after I covered the story regarding all of the child sex abuse cases over there in Germany, over 200,000, and I had a story that said that Pope Benedict, it was under his watch, and it said that he did nothing and had aware and knew what was going on. Now the Vatican comes back and defends Pope Benedict. They defended him. So now they're not even concerned about dealing with righteousness and judgment. They're not even concealing their folly. They're defending this foolishness. They're defending the sodomites. They're defending the abusive children. They're defending, all of this madness, man. So the Vatican on Wednesday strongly defended Pope Benedict XVI's record on fighting clergy sexual abuse and cautioned against looking for, quote, an easy scapegoat and summary of judgments. Now they're laying out threats. They're cautioning anyone looking for easy scapegoats and a summary of judgment. First of all, you haven't even dealt with these 200,000 plus cases, and you're talking about summary of easy judgments. You've got priests talking about didn't. See, now I got to go there. Oh boy. Okay. So do we need easy summary of judgment? Huh? Polish diocese apologized for asking if sex abuse victim is gay and if he enjoys sexual encounters with a priest. What? And the church, Catholic Church, is saying you better be careful looking for easy scapegoats and a summary of judgments. You make it easy. They make it easy when they doing this madness. You make it easy when you say this. What are you talking about? Making threats about you better be careful. Who are they talking to? Polish diocese apologized for asking if a sex abuse victim is gay and if he enjoyed sexual encounters with a priest. Look, who was he? A Catholic diocese in Poland. And the Catholic Church comes out making threats, talking about you better anybody looking for easy scapegoats and a summary of judgments. You better be careful. Get the out of here. Okay, let me get back on focus. After an independent report faulted his handling of 4 cases of abuse when he was Archbishop in Munich, Germany, the Holy See's editorial director Andrea Tornielli provided the Vatican's first substantial response to the report in an editorial that appeared in the Vatican newspaper Lo Osservatore Romano and its media portal Vatican News. In it, Tornelli recalled that Benedict was the first pope to meet with victims of abuse, that he had issued strong norms to punish priests who had raped children, and had directed the church to pursue a path of humility and seeking forgiveness for the crimes of his clerics. So he turned a blind eye and said, we got to forgive them. Send them off to another church so they can get their rocks off. And do it on the low, though. Don't get caught again. Proverbs 28:13. He that covereth his sin shall not prosper, man. This is why you know that the damn Catholic Church don't follow the scriptures. They don't acknowledge righteous judgment. They full of it's a cesspool of wickedness, man, and fornication and sodomy and all kind of madness going on in that crap. He that covereth his sin shall not prosper. So they deal in cover-ups all the time. And then when they get busted, oh, let us pray. Give me 10 Hail Marys and rub that rosary. We need to support our fallen, brother that's caught in the flesh. Get the hell out of here. He that covereth his sin shall not prosper, but whoso confesseth and forsaketh them shall have mercy. That's true acts of repentance. They don't show that. Look at this. Pelosi says she will run for re-election in 2022, man. All of us in Cali know, man. Pelosi's a straight witch. There's no stopping these damn heathen women, man. Uh, Hillary Clinton saying she I did covered her about 2 weeks ago. They didn't gave her a shot of HGH and human growth hormone and steroids and a double dose of Adderall, man, woke her up from the grave and told her, she's the only hope for America come 2024 election. So now she's putting her 2 cents in and her wicked fingertips back on the pulse of politics again in America. It ain't like they ever left. They always still be involved. I mean, regardless of her husband's infidelities, regardless of her husband being caught on the flight list on multiple occasions, hanging out with Jeffrey Epstein and everything else, despite all of her folly, despite her just laughing at committing murder. Oh, she's back. Here goes another damn witch, Pelosi. The broad is like 81. That means she was born in like 1940 or something like that. I mean, she was born when Jakes was still getting lynched, segregation was still alive and kicking. You know, Jakes was still getting chased down by dogs. Jakes was still being called niggas. That's her era. And she's still riding the wave of politics, man. There's no end to these damn demons, man. They are career politicians and they ain't leaving. Speaker Nancy Pelosi announced on Tuesday that she will run for re-election in 2022, quelling speculation for now that this year may be her last in Congress. Pelosi, who was first elected in the House in 1987. I mean, that's like slow Biden, man. This dude is a career damn criminal, politician. He's been in politics for damn near 40 plus years. These dudes make a living out of it, and there's no getting rid of them. These are the hydras. You chop one down, and here come another one. They just keep coming, keep coming, keep coming. You can't get rid of these damn bastards. Hold on. Let me find out. I want to make sure I know. How old is Nancy Pelosi? I want to say she's at least 80. Her and her fake ass teeth. Look. Yeah, look. Right on point, man. IQ, you all right. Nancy Pelosi's age is 81 as of today's date. Born in 1940. Look at this. And you notice an older picture. Still trying to look like she young enough to maintain. 81 years old, man, and you still can't let go of hold of California. Her and their crooked son. Look, where's her son at? Yeah, look at this. Her and her crooked son, and we see Slow Biden and his crackhead son. They all got degenerate kids that be wilding out. Right. Nancy Pelosi's son linked to 5 shady companies probed by the feds. So now her son is under investigation of the feds. And look at this old damn turtle looking witch. She wants back in and she wants back in. Cause she gotta maintain some power just in case her son gets in trouble. She can throw a weight around and say, man, let him off. My son can't go down. Career politicians, man. I had to bring that out because there's no getting rid of these damn heathen, man. 81 years old, she's still trying to run for. She's still trying to stay relevant. Born in 1940, she done seen it all, man, and she comes from that old era of white supremacy. And there she is, and she's masquerading around, trying to act like she's with the quote unquote woke program. You know, when she was running around with her little fake dashiki cough, bowing down, talking about say their names. It's all politicized, man. She don't give a damn about no damn Jakes. Hold on, that damn bot then crept up in here. Look, as soon as I get rid of one, here come another one. Yeah, kind of corrupted. I seen that, man. She down there fell off the stage, walked away from the stage, down there fell. I mean, really. But it shows you, man. When Esau got a hold on the world, man, he's not trying to let it go. 81, she's still trying to keep her hand on the wheel. Okay. Proverbs 21:12, the righteous man wisely considereth the house of the wicked. So, when we're moving in righteousness, you got to consider what's going on in the house of the wicked. You got to know what's going on with your enemy. There's no excuses. You can't sit back and say, man, I don't really deal with politics. I don't really deal with it. But you better, because look, these are the damn people that's dictating every which way that the world ticks. You got to discuss and say, man, what's going on in the house of the wicked, man? What the hell is Esau up to? And here we go. We see him. Oh, at 80, 81 years old, man. She's still trying to stay up in the mix. This is why the Most High said, man, the righteous is going to consider the house of the wicked. You're going to see what's going on over there. Oh, not Wisdom of Solomon. My bad. I want Sirach. Uh, Ecclesiasticus 5:15. Damn it. Come on. Yeah. So look, Most High said, man, you should consider everything. Ecclesiasticus 5:15, be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or small. So ignorance is never bliss. Ignorance is never an excuse. We should always have our hands involved in wondering what's going on when it comes down to our elements of salvation, the knowledge of what's going on in the world. Have your sword well equipped to be dealing with and understanding various doctrines and whatnot, so that you can make sure that you're preserving your soul and your righteousness and your truth, and following along with sound doctrine. All of those things should be considered when it comes down to realizing what's happening in the world. Okay, because we're different fronts that's happening all throughout the world. So the righteous man will wisely consider the house of the wicked. So when I seen that, I said, man, I got to share this, man. This 81-year-old broad still trying to dictate how things are supposed to be transpiring in California. And she's always on the national stage. She was going hard against Trump. She was going hard, when it came down to trying to get this budget approved with slow Biden. I mean, she's got her voice, man, and her licking her chops, man. Every time she got a chance to stick her nose into something, she's in it. Okay. All right. So look at this. The okra deaths in U.S. exceed Delta's peak as the vid optimism rises in Europe. Wait a minute now. I thought they said that the okra was less symptomatic, less problematic, so forth and so on, than the Delta. Now they're talking about that the okra is equaling deaths. Do you see how these headlines? Do you see how the mainstream media be playing games? They've been saying all along. We've all been talking about it. We've all seen it. Oh, the okra, it's highly contagious, but the symptoms are very mild and it tails off fast. Now they're out here talking about it's causing deaths and it's exceeding Delta's peak. That's to keep you niggas in the house, your mask on, your bubble wrap on, and everything else. That's to make sure that these jobs and everything else is saying that we're not taking any chances. Yeah, Slow Biden said we can't, the mandate is off, but we're setting our own policy here if you want to continue working. Either get shot up or you're gonna have to get tested once or twice a week. Now they're saying that the okra's killing everybody. I mean, which one is it? Okay. More signs emerge that the okra wave is taking a less serious human toll in Europe than earlier phases of the pandemic, while U.S. data showed daily average deaths from the disease exceeding the peak reached during the surge driven by a previously dominant Delta variant. So now, where'd the Delta go? Anybody seen it? Anybody seen it? No. The Delta's done already disappeared. The okra's here now. Right. So Europe is saying, well, we're not seeing the same death tolls as you saying. The U.S. is saying, no, it's going down. I don't know what y'all talking about. It's all kind of madness going on. Okay. But we just see how the lies play out. We see how the lies are playing out, how they're politicizing this thing. In the U.S., the 7-day average for newly reported vid deaths reached 2,258 a day on Tuesday, up 1,000 from daily death counts 2 months ago. Data from Johns Hopkins University show that is the highest since February 2021, as the country was emerging from the worst of last winter's wave. Denmark to end most of their vid restrictions and welcome, quote, life we knew before. So let's see how many you desperate, you know, Americans that want to get back to normal so bad. How many of y'all gonna leave America and go to Denmark? You want life to be back to normal, right? They say they got it going on over there. The UK said that they're going back to normal. Let's see how long that lasts. Let's see how long this lasts. See, they're following suit with what the UK did, right? But we're going to see how long this lasts. Denmark Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen announced on January 26, Denmark will be throwing out most of the vid pandemic restrictions it placed, including mask mandate. See, Denmark was one of the last ones to even jump on board with the mandates and everything else. They went the longest without even going without having any problems. Then they got locked down under pressure, locked everything down, follow suit with the mandates and all of that. Now they're going back to normal. Okay, so called back to normal. That's why they said most of the restrictions, but some is going to be remaining until they have to say, we're just going to go ahead and fully bring them all back. Restrictions currently in place because we've already seen Bill Gates on record, and some of the Fauci and all the rest of them keep talking about the next one, the next one. Oh, this one was okay, but the next one's really going to be a problem. They always are talking about what's going to happen next. They already been running all of the all of the drills and all the simulations. This was just enough to just get the ball rolling as far as instituting this new world order, as far as instituting global dominance, so forth and so on, as far as doing these social experiments to see how far they can push the issue, how far are people going to bend over backwards and bow down and be subservient. This is perfect. So they can let up off the gas a little bit so they can see, okay, we got them. You already got damn near 70% of Americans already poked up and following suit. So they know, okay, so if we're really dealing with a hardcore rebellion, 30% might put up a fight. But of that 30%, 15, maybe 10% is really with the business. Maybe less than that is really willing to go all out. I had a coworker of mine, uh, another coworker that we both know, because I may mention my job is enforcing the booster now, and they're saying that if you've already been poked up and you don't have a exemption, you got to get boosted in order to be fully vaccinated and keep your job. So there's one person that my coworker and I know had reached out to my coworker and was like, "I heard you got an exemption. Well, how did you get out of it? Because I don't want to take that booster. I don't want it. I don't want it." And my coworker was asking her like, what you caught up? Like I don't know what to tell you. My circumstance is different than yours. I can't tell you that you not gonna get it. I got exempt from the complete poke period. You took the poke. You missed that boat as far as trying to be exempt now. And she was and the chick that got hit or didn't want to get the booster. She was saying that her relative had got the booster and now he's got a partially enlarged heart. Ever since he got the booster, he's all jacked up. They're giving him injections, trying to get his heart back to a normal size and regulate it right, and all this other madness. So he having heart issues. She got spooked off of that and was like, "I don't want it. I'm scared. I'm scared." Long story short, she tried to find out because she get an exemption. They basically told her, "No, you gotta get this booster or else." Uh, guess what? She rolled that damn arm up on Tuesday, got poked, and now she's all jacked up. All jacked up. Headaches, body aches, all sore, feeling worse than before. And then she asked my coworker, she told my coworker that she broke down and felt like she couldn't do nothing. She felt like she was boxed in and under protest. She rolled up that sleeve and now she regretting it even more. So there you have it. There you have it. Uh, so you know these restrictions that they're laying out here uh doesn't even show you how hardcore they're going to be coming in the near future. So Denmark is, they're out here giving people a glimmer of hope. Oh, there's a chance we're going back to that normal could be achieved. Look at Denmark. Look at the UK. Just watch them because they're gonna mess around. They're gonna mess around and jump right back into the mix. Restrictions currently in place are for the public to wear masks on public transportations and restaurants and shops and people entering healthcare facilities and retirement homes, according to the Associated Press. However, following the February 1st change of restrictions, masks will only be required in hospitals, healthcare facilities, and homes for the elderly. We say goodbye to the restrictions and welcome to the life we knew before as of February 1st. Whippy. Okay, we'll see how long that lasts. Over 66% of the okra cases are reinfections. Hello? So it's not a pandemic of the unjabbed, is it? Remember they was pushing that narrative for so long? Oh, everybody that get... This is why you're seeing people that's been poked getting it, because then you have to scratch your head and say, well, what were you giving me? What opened me up to actually receive this thing all of a sudden? What made my immune system so weak that I ended up getting it? Not once, not twice. I know people who gotten the vid twice and been poked up, right? So now they're saying over 66%. That's 2/3. Interesting number, right? According to Zechariah 13 and 8. 2/3 shall be cut off and die. Interestingly enough, we're seeing 66% of the okra cases are reinfections. That means you were previously infected, and now all of a sudden you got this okra, and you've been reinfected once you got in contact with it. Interesting. More than 2/3 of the cases of the okra variant are among people who have been reinfected with the virus, a new study says. Reinfected. Safe and effective, huh? Boost it up. You should be fine. And they're getting reinfected. Imperial College London researchers reported that around 3,582 people, or about 66% of the participants in the study who tested positive in January, had already been infected with the virus. Well, how did they get it? People that tested positive in January had already been infected with the virus. Huh. Interesting. How did they get it? What did they have to get in their arms? I'm not saying that that's it, but it's a good theory, huh? Additionally, an additional 7.5% of the infected participants said they believed that they had previously had the virus but did not confirm that with a test. The study looked at more than 100,000 PCR tests that were collected across England between January 5th and January 20th. Interesting. So financially, we see here the White House is set to release an executive order on cryptocurrencies as early as February. Slow Biden says, "I want in." We just seen a story where they talked about the Fed considering making a Fed coin. Slow Biden already said, "I want to know what's going on with that. You're hiding out your finances in that crypto space. I want to know about it. You're making transactions $600 or more. I want to know about it." So he's going to start coming in. They're going to start coming in and regulating that crypto. That's why that being a safe haven as far as holding on to wealth and having an independent platform for wealth. Now that's going to be up out of here, man. The government's coming for it. I think Karatazar left something talking about the crypto space, man. Lost, what did you say, $1 billion or something like that? I remember reading about that. Let me see if I can find your comment. Hold on. Because I remember that. I can't find it. Hold on. You said you had it somewhere. Maybe I passed it up. Let me see. Hold on. But yeah, nonetheless, slow. Yeah, 130 billion. There you go. Yeah, overnight, push of a button, stuff could be gone. So when Slow Biden and his cronies see that, they say, "Oh, we want in. That's a lot of money that we could be sliding in our pockets." So they got the law, civil asset forfeiture. I did a video on that a while back. Civil asset forfeiture. Yeah, look at this. What is civil asset forfeiture? Civil asset forfeiture is a tactic used by law enforcement to seize a person's money, car, or other property, including bank accounts, businesses, houses, and jewelry, based simply on the suspicion that the property was used to commit a crime or connected to criminal activity. They don't even have to prove it. All they have to do is say, "We suspect that this money that you got right now it's not even bank accounts. They're going to include crypto accounts and everything else." So if we can see $130 billion disappear overnight and you can't track down to figure out where to go, how to go, who manipulated the market to get it, White House says we want in on that. That's a lot of money that we could be lining our pockets with. So they're coming for it. They're gonna start laying down executive orders. They're coming for the crypto man. All them Edomites and everybody else that's been running around here saying, "Hey, you know what? Well, the Rico case is they have a particular, to my knowledge, man. Rico is like where they have evidence of criminal activity already in place, and they already let's look it up. It's usually based for organized crime. Let's see if we can. Yeah, the Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organizations Act is a United States federal law. Oops. That provides extended criminal penalties for a civil case of action for acts performed as part of an ongoing criminal organization. The RICO Act was enacted in Section 901 by the Organized Crime Control. So, yeah, the RICO is more based upon organized crime. That's when they sit back and monitor everything. They already got crime already pretty much understood. But civil asset forfeiture, they don't have to have evidence of a crime. All they got to do is suspect that you've got money ill-gotten. They don't even have to prove it. You can seize those things and then try to say, "Well, prove that you don't have it," and you got to go through all kind of federal courts and laws to do that. Just look at civil asset forfeiture. There's a couple of different videos on. Oh, I did I did a don't shoot the messenger on it earlier last year, but the I got it. I haven't re-uploaded it yet to the new messengers of the covenant video, but they got a couple of different cases. If you just look it up on YouTube, you'll see it. But it's basically, man. Um, for example, there was one case. It was one brother, man. He sold everything that he had. He wanted to move to California to be a rapper. I think he had maybe like 10,000, a little more than $10,000 on him on the Greyhound. Uh, they had to stop somewhere. The police get jump on the bus, arrest the brother. They pat him down. They realize he got, a large amount of money on him. They ask him where to get it from. He told them, "Man, this is my, from my work and my paychecks, man. I sold everything I had. I'm moving to California. I want to be a rapper." They basically said, "Man, we don't trust that. We have reason to believe that this is money from drug profits. We're gonna hold on to this. See you in court." And you ain't got enough money to fight the federal courts, man. So pretty much they seize all that stuff: cars, boats, houses, accounts, jewelry, the whole nine, and they divvy up the spoils. It's wicked as hell. Wicked as hell. But that's where I foresee the White House creeping into the crypto spaces because, there could be all kind of underground things that's happening that people is paying off in crypto and exchanging money. And Esau can come in there and say, man, hey, you got $300,000 in Bitcoin and Ethereum and all of that other stuff. We're suspecting that this money could be used to be funding terrorism. It could be doing. We're gonna seize that and prove us wrong. If all your investments is in crypto, man, you can forget about it because now you ain't got no money to fight this in court. So who knows what these regulations are? It hasn't been said yet, but we know that they're trying to limit any particular escape routes people are looking at. The crypto space was the safe economy right now. People was being able to look at it as an alternative to break away from the fiat dollar and all of the other stuff. Esau said, I want in on that too. Just when you thought that was it was a nice run for the last 7-8 years, but now he wants in. Now he wants in. Look at the hypocrite, man. Shameless Sarah Palin dined out 2 nights in a row after testing positive for the vid. I mean, why is she not arrested? Why is she not being harassed and being slandered all over the place? They God forbid she was a damn Negro. You see all the time they want to exploit some jakes because they ain't have a mask on and they throwing a fit at a restaurant. This broad tested positive and she going out to dinner maskless, her and her peoples, super spreading. I mean, at what point in time is that okay? Oh, but if you got the complexion for the connection, it's okay. She's okay. Look at this. Shameless Sarah Palin, the former presidential candidate back when who was I think Bush was running or Obama. I can't remember who she was trying to run against. But yeah. She goes out 2 nights in a row, testing positive for the vid, delaying defamation trial against the New York Times. One of the restaurants now faces $1,000 fine for letting her eat inside while unjabbed. See how that works? They won't let the regular folks in. Oh, the elites can come in, but you can't. Now they're willing to get this fine. That's and you say there's no white privilege, huh? Naib Bukalel trades Bitcoin naked. El Salvador is paying the price. See, this is why I was looking at what ended up happening. I don't even know if this dude is really El Salvadorian, man. The name alone doesn't sound El Salvadorian. Naib Bukele. Yeah, now I gotta find out. Because I was when I seen this article, I was wondering. I said, man, is this dude uh a Salvadorian or is he a little implant that came from the IMF? So they say Bukele. Oh, Naib Armando Bukele Ortez. So they sound like they gave him just the two Arab names or something. Like Armando Ortez just sound the Spanish, but he going by the damn who knows what language that is. Naib sound like a damn Arab name though. See, look at this: a Trojan and Bukele Ottoman past, defiant present future. Yeah, see, this guy says he's an Ottoman. He might be from Turkey. I don't think he's Salvadorian, man. He's probably a heathen up in there. A Salvadorian politician and businessman who is the 43rd and current president of El Salvador. He has served since June 1st, 2019. Let's look at this real quick. A Trojan and Bukele. Ottoman past defiant present. Yeah, see, this dude look like an Arab. Oh, my Turkey, the beautiful country. Yeah, see, it may. The Salvador president swept through Turkey. Let's get. See, I got thrown off a little bit, but I wouldn't be surprised, man, if this dude isn't even a Salvadorian. 'Cause he definitely don't look like he's Hispanic. Definitely don't look like the name alone, the ancestry doesn't sound like he's with the code. But nonetheless, But that's how they work, man. They throw in the puppet leaders. They throw in the colonists to run these places. So they're basically acknowledging, man, how El Salvador now is in trouble because they, went all in with trying to establish Bitcoin as legal tender down there, along with Venezuela, and now you're seeing the collapsing of those both of those economies, both of those cryptos. Well, the crypto of Bitcoin is now crashing. Now it's affecting, these these countries. They got sold a dream by their oppressors, and then you get, heathen leaders that are gonna go in, set people up on this, set the country up for failure. But meanwhile, they're still rich. They're still gonna roll and ball while the people suffer. El Salvador economists say is learning that lesson the hard way. President Nayib Bukele, who dropped the mic this month on Twitter by claiming he trades his country's cash for Bitcoin on his phone while, quote, naked. See, you know he a heathen, man. See, that's foolishness. Oversaw the cryptocurrency's adoption as legal tender 3.5 months ago. Since then, its plunging value, the vice president of Moody's credit rating agency estimates, has cost the national treasury up to $22 million worth of precious reserves. The country's bonds have tanked. Fears of diminished financial transparency, meanwhile, have stalled a vital loan deal with the IMF. See that? Fears of a diminished financial transparency, meanwhile, have stalled a vital loan deal with the IMF, which urged El Salvador on Tuesday to drop Bitcoin as its legal tender. See, this is a prime example of not investing in and falling in line with what Esau is lining up, saying, "Hey, we got the salvation coin right here. You're man, City 10 trial, they jumped on in, and now their countries are suffering. And guess who's right there to pick up the pieces? The IMF, Esau saying, "Don't worry, drop the Bitcoin, and we'll save you and give you more money so that we can control your country even more." The game still is the same, man. Look at this madness. And I guarantee you, he's a damn puppet heathen that was put up in there that can speak Spanish, and he's running the show. See that? Uh, who else did that? Um, Damn, I just had something on my mind I was about to go to. Uh, I forgot, but it's okay. Look at this. BLM's millions are unaccounted for after leaders quietly jump ship. So BLM is now being exposed for their little hustle. Black Lives Matter, $60 million in their accounts. If y'all remember that the head of Black Lives Matter, supposedly she didn't, collect no paycheck, but she bought 3 houses since she was the head, and then stepped down. Now they can't track down who's running the show now, because now you're seeing where the corruption of the money went. They got all this damn money, exploited it to utilize and push the LGBTQ HIV community. They got it from White Zaddy. They got large donations from White Zaddy, uh, George Soros, Open Society, Society. Look at this. George Soros accused of funding Black Lives Matter, giving out $33 million to organizations working with BLM since 2015. $33 million, man. He done poured out $220 million overall into various different groups, helping to push agendas, the sodomite agenda, the tranny agenda, the abortion agenda, the defund the police. He doing all of this stuff. Old damn heathen. This guy, look at him. This is one of the cast man calling the shots for world affairs. Looking like he's just waiting for death to just call him home. Look at this guy. These are the old feeble damn heathens, man, that is running the damn show on the earth, man. Look how pale he is right here. He look like he's ready to call it quits. But yeah, Jake got money from him to make sure that they push an agenda. And now when they start getting busted, now we see what's happening. So BLM's millions unaccounted for after leaders quietly jump ship. No one appears to have been in charge of Black Lives Matter for months. Yeah, well, guess what? The election is over. The drama done simmered down. They not publicizing niggas getting killed in the streets no more because it's not politically advantageous right now. You know, they're doing like prosecutions on the Edomites that got hit up, like the three that killed Ahmaud Arbery. Okay, they gave them life. What else? The other couple cops that killed some Jakes, they gave them some time too. So I mean, there's no there's nothing to protest. There's nothing to wild out on. But you got some leftover money on your hands. There's no more needing to convince people to accept LGBTQ HIV trannies. Everybody's doing it already. So yeah, no wonder you quiet. The address it lists on tax forms is wrong, and the charity's two board members won't say who controls its $60 million payroll. A Washington Examiner investigation is found. So now the slow Biden is up here talking about I want in. I want to know what's going on with all of these groups. I want to see where I can get some money from. Oh, now nobody knows who did what. Nobody knows who's in control. Nobody knows the right damn address. BLM's shocking lack of transparency surrounding its finances and operation raises major legal and ethical red flags, multiple charity experts told the Washington Examiner. I mean, how long have Jake's been saying that BLM is a damn sham and a bogus damn outfit that doesn't have black people's interests at heart? Black Lives Matter, but meanwhile they out here supporting a whole agenda that involves black death, i.e., cutting off the seed of man, i.e., supporting abortion. Huh? No, yeah, nobody give a damn about a black man. They're talking about same sex marriages, so the black lives can never prosper because you're not even promoting same sex. I mean traditional marriage between male and female. Black lives never matter with these damn heathen. I mean these black witches in there, man. Major legal ethic red flags. No kidding. Like a giant ghost ship full of treasure drifting in the night with no captain, no discernible crew, and no clear direction, Charity Watch Executive Director Lori Styron said of BLM. BLM co founder Patrice Cullors appointed two activists to serve as the group's senior directors following her resignation in May amid scrutiny over her personal finances. But both quietly announced in September that they never took the jobs due to disagreement with BLM. They told the Washington Examiner they don't know who leads the nation's most influential social justice organization. Isn't that nice? And they got $60 million sitting up that they're saying, we don't know who's running the show. It's a you know unorganized effort going. Please. So we see them getting caught up. Chickens coming home to roost over there. Proverbs 13:11. Wealth gotten by vanity shall be diminished. See that? Because they wanted to make it about vanity. They wanted to make it about gender and equality and all this other madness. Didn't have nothing to do with the real cause as far as fighting for so-called black lives. They clearly said on their statement, I'm sure everybody that's seen it before, everybody that's seen the uh everybody that's seen the about us on their website where they talk about they was trying to get rid of the nuclear they was trying to get rid of the Western nuclear family, and they wanted to promote gay rights and all this other madness. Y'all seen it. So this is all wealth that was gotten by vanity and is going to be diminished. So now we're seeing the collapsing of that organization. But he that gathereth by labor shall increase. So there's nothing wrong with getting your elbows dirty, man. The scriptures even tell you, man, a man that doesn't uh, 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 I'm paraphrasing, care for his own household the same as a infidel. See, they're out here trying to hustle and scheme and get nonprofit money and all this other madness. Most I said, man, you doing it by vanity, it's gonna get you. Just a matter of time. Scientists use a computer to predict exactly when a society will collapse in the 21st century. Look, they already know that the end is coming, man. Esau knows this place is over with and finished. They're just wondering how much time do we got left. Everybody, even the disciples knew. And Matthew, come on now. Let's see, God damn it. No, I'm sorry, Matthew 24. Look at this, Matthew 24:3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, "Tell us when these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world." They didn't need no damn computer algorithm to try to figure it out, man. The disciples knew back then, everybody knew and was anticipating the end. Now Esau is officially coming out, utilizing computer programming and algorithms and everything else and monitoring what's going on with society. They're anticipating an end. It's on the table. This is why Israel better repent, man, and get right with the Most High, because even the heathen knows their time is limited. They're trying to calculate how much more time do we have. That's why they're scrambling around trying to do everything they can to try to change the direction of the world. So look at this. Scientists use computer to predict exactly when society will collapse in the 21st century. A group of scientists use the computer and their knowledge of trends to make a prediction about when society will begin to collapse. And the answer isn't so far away. Wars, rumors of wars, famine, pestilence, plagues, earthquakes in diverse places, man. You got massive historic storms getting ready to hit the East Coast this weekend, man. If any of y'all out there in the East Coast, man, stay warm, stay safe out there. They said Boston is about to get hit with a blizzard worse than ever before. In the in the Northeast, gets storms and cold weather all the time. Now they're getting ready to get hit worse than ever. See, this is why Esau says, "Shit, get on the computer, figure it out. How much time do we have? I want every scenario, every situational societal collapse that we can figure out." They're round the clock trying to figure this out, man. Scientists during the 1970s used a computer and observations on changing trends to predict exactly when society would collapse. So they've been trying to figure this out since the 70s. Interestingly enough, that's when we start seeing a real awakening of the children of Israel rising up and getting more knowledge of self, post 1970. Yeah, we know that, there were Hebrews, and we know that brothers knew that they was Hebrews and was learning of the law prior to that, since the 1800s, but not on a mass scale, not an awakening that expanded, out to the publics, out on the streets and declarations, through the word and making public declarations of it. You had smaller groups that were, Old Testament onlys and all of that in New York. They wasn't out there in the streets, doing it like that, but they had synagogues and doing their thing, taking nothing away from them. But the real rise of knowledge, came around that civil rights era, came around the times when people was, starting calling each other blood and this, that, and the third, recognizing the bonds of family and recognizing the bonds of our DNA or whatnot, And Jake's waking up, man. So Esau says that. Remember, even J. Edgar Hoover said the biggest threat to America was the rise of a black messiah. So they've been trying to figure this out and trying to say, man, we need to get the hell up out of here. What are we doing? This is why Elon Musk and the rest of them are trying to get the hell up out of here, trying to get off to another planet, seeing if they can inhabit someplace else to destroy. Let me see. Hold on. Oh, hold on. Ashar, are you trying to say they ain't wiping their feet when they came in? Hold on. Do I gotta check my light? Where we at now? Hold on. I mean, you see the lesson, man. You trying to tell me they ain't? Well, they all right. One person, at least a couple of y'all, ain't wipe your feet when you came in. I might have mercy on that. But I mean, if y'all ain't wiped your feet and you came in, man, hook your brother up. What's up with y'all? What's the matter with you, man? You know the rules. All right. Uh, Yes, sir. Yeah, that's right, Uzio. That's it right there. That's that's definitely a route to take. Like I don't normally do this, and I really should. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I was finished share something, but yeah, Karatazar, you right on point. You right on point. Um, that's tangible. That's something that is backed by legal tender. That establishes value and wealth. Let me stop looking like I'm in the a black hole. But yeah, precious metals, man, is the way to go when all else fails. In my opinion, I'm no financial expert or nothing, but I don't see no harm in having a little bit. You know, touch everything you want to. Just know the dangers that come along with it. That's all I can say. Uh, but let me get back to this and see where we at. All right, wipe your feet when you come in the house. Hit that like button. Let's keep the algorithm kicking and the visibility alive out here. All right. So let's look at this. The science observation was carried out by a group of scientists from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, which is MIT, more than 5 decades ago. According to their findings, the prediction made was that society would crumble near the midpoint of the 21st century in 2040. So, according to their algorithms and according to their predictions, they're looking at everything crashing and burning by 2040. That means we got 18 years left. Good lord. Good lord, man. Most are willing we ain't got that much longer. But hey, the scripture do say, man, woe to you that desire the day of the Lord, for what end of it? For thee. So by no means am I pushing the issue or, begging the most high to make it shorter, because I have no guarantees. None of us do as to where we're going to be seated when it's all said and done. Hold on. Yes, Amos 5. See, Esau sitting out there calculating since 1970, trying to figure out when's it gonna be over with. You know, Many of us in Israel, we sit back and say, "Man, I hope we ain't got that." I do too, but I'm not desiring the day because the Most High said, "Man, the day of the Lord is gonna be like nothing ever we've seen, heard, or understood before in history." Man, you can add up all the wars that you want to, the great wars of the Maccabees, ain't nothing compared to what's going on. World War One, World War Two, the upcoming World War Three is going to exceed everything beyond our expectations and where the world is headed. The Spanish American War, the Civil War. You could talk about the great wars of David and against the Philistines and the Amalekites. And nothing, nothing can compare to what's coming ahead of us, man. That's why we got to pray that pray to the Most High, man, that we're preserved and that we've served Him well enough to be amongst a number of the elect and the remnant that gets the salvation out of this madness. So woe unto you that desire the day of the Most High. To what end is it for you? The day of the Most High is darkness and not light. So we gotta stay on our toes and be careful what you ask for, as they say. But at the same time, we still got to pray for the deliverance. We got to pray that the Most High makes good on His word. Whether we live through it or die through it, it's still all to the good for the nation, man. That we get what's promised to us. Okay. So Esau trying to figure out when is it over for him. The group looked at data patterns from various factors, including the population, the use of natural resources, and energy consumption to make their prediction. The team's academic study has been published by the Club of Rome and identified upcoming limits to growth that would cause a collapse. The Club of Rome, that's a wicked organization too. That we'll talk about them another day. But hey, even Esau saying time is ticking. Proverbs 23. Let's read 17 down to 21. Let not thine heart envy sinners, but be thou in the fear of the Most High all the day long. See, we can't get caught up in, just shaking off everything and running after and doing whatever our heathen oppressors are doing whatever our people and family and friends is in the world doing. They're not realizing and they're not understanding the signs of the times. They don't care. They just want to go out and have fun. They want to get high. They want to get drunk. They want to pop pills. They want to have sex, fornicate, and do all the other madness. They want to get money and chase money. They want to idolize. They want to stay in the churches and follow out the religions. And most of them, man, don't envy them things. Stay in the fear of the Lord all the day long. Verse 18. For surely there is an end. Do you understand? There's an end to everything. You know that old saying, to all good things that comes in? Everything. Every kingdom that we've seen in previous times in history, the Assyrians, the Babylonians, the Persians and the Medes, the Greeks, the Romans, the Russian empires, the German empire, all of them had an end at some point in time. This one too. That's why Esau's sitting back trying to calculate. Okay. For surely there's an end, and thine expectations shall not be cut off. See, Moses said, and our expectations for salvation, righteousness, Moses is not going to cease from that. It's not going to get cut off. Verse 19, hear thou, my son, and be wise, and guide thine heart in the way. Be not among winebibbers, among riotous eaters of flesh. Now, that means we may have to maintain some discipline. We got to maintain some decorum in regards to how we're carrying ourselves. You can't be out there getting drunk and high and all that other stuff. You can't be soberly minded, moving like that. Riotous eaters of flesh, can't be gluttonous and doing the most, over insatiable with your appetites and all the other stuff. Why am I going there? Because I'm going to show you something in a second. For the drunkard and the glutton shall come to poverty. So there's always going to be ending and destruction and a failing for those that fall into that scenario. And drowsiness shall clothe a man with rags. So drowsiness is going to end up being slothfulness, laziness, and a lack of discipline. Okay, but look at this. It said, "Be not among winebibbers and among riotous eaters of flesh." Look at this, man. For the Negro and Hispanic men that still love them some McDonald's. For you niggas that's still out there that's still loving it. McDonald's menu hacks. The surf and turf is here, and the land, air, and sea is here. And then you wonder why, the nations are upset and wag their finger and hiss at America. It's third world countries that's out here starving, and America has, hot dog eating contests and all this other stuff. How much you can eat and having contests and paying people for it and giving T-shirts and all this other stuff. Man versus food. Now you got McDonald's that are compounding. What is this? Double cheeseburger and a fillet of fish all on one sandwich. Who would eat that madness? I mean, I'm shocked niggas is still eating McDonald's anyway. But the fact that I see McDonald's look like they doing better than ever. Any McDonald's I pass by, man, they got a line of cars waiting for people to get their next fix. Now they got the surf and turf burger, a double cheeseburger with a fillet of fish inside of it. Who would eat that madness? And then if that ain't good enough, you get a double cheese. What is it? Hold on. I'm looking. I read it before, but now I'm looking at the picture. A double cheeseburger with a fillet of fish and a chicken sandwich is the land, air, and sea. You get it all. And the Most High said, "What? Don't be among winebibbers and among riotous eaters of flesh." That's a riotous eater right there. And some nigga can't wait to get his hands on it. I gotta try the land, air, and sea, bro. I gotta try the surf and turf. But watch how they go trending, and they gonna be running out on their little Instagram channels and YouTube channels, filming themselves eating, just like they did with the damn chicken sandwiches from Popeyes and the Taco Bell hot wings. Now the niggas can't wait to get their hands on this. They drooling right now looking at this. Are you ready for land, air, and sea? It combines it's a Big Mac, not a double cheese. The double cheeseburger is a damn filet of fish. A Big Mac with a damn filet of fish and a McChicken. Get ready for a foot. This is why the damn nations hate America. Because they rubbing us in their face, man. And the damn good Lord, I can't even get it out. Ethiopians, man, they over there eating flies, belly swelled up, man. You got the rest of the damn, heathens of Africa. I'm not saying Israel ain't over there. I said the heathens of Africa. So be clear, okay? They're over there starving. They're starving over there in Afghanistan, the Middle East, and other Midwest countries. They're starving in India. They're starving over there in China. And America's out here gloating, saying, "Look at us. I got the land, air, and sea in my hands, and a surf and turf. What do you want to do? Look at this madness. Get ready for a full day's worth of calories if you eat that item. One thing. The McDonald's website nutrition calculator shows that if you combine all the ingredients of these three sandwiches, it is 1,330 calories with 69 grams of total fat, 124 grams of carbohydrates, and 19 grams of sugar. See, that's the key too, because I remember, I think it was in that documentary. Uh, 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 what's the one where the cat that went and ate McDonald's every day until he got jacked up. Uh, somebody help me out with that. Y'all remember that damn documentary? And it's kind of stupid anyway, man, because you know damn well if you eat fast food every day for a month, you're definitely gonna have some health issues. Uh, Supersize me. Thank you, Karatazai. You always on point, man. I draw a blank, man. You always got my back. Throughout. Uh, Supersize me, yeah. And I remember in that documentary they said, man, that um McDonald's puts sugar in everything, with the exception, I think they said, of their salads. But do you know that the sugar creates an addiction? It makes you want to have that craving. So that's why when you rolling by McDonald's and you smelling fries and you're like, oh, let me just pull in and grab some fries real quick. Oh, the fries ain't enough. I might as well just get the combo. And now you eating uh the whatever, the Big Mac combo, whatever the hell they got going on over there. I ain't ate McDonald's in years. But nonetheless, you see here 19 grams of sugar. And you look at this, you looking at the a McChicken and whatever this stuff. Where would you think sugar is in? Outside of maybe the sauce. They put it in every damn thing to create an addiction. That's why I'm looking and I'm seeing lines of cars at a McDonald's, and I'm like, who's eating? What are they serving in there? Oh, now I see what they serving. Surf and turf and land, air, and sea. And niggas can't wait. The pictured sandwich does not use three slices of bread that the individual sandwich use, uh, so those totals would be a little lower. And if you're worried about salt, it is 2,150 milligrams for those three sandwiches. 2,150 milligrams of salt. The surf and turf is a filet of fish sandwich added to the middle of a double cheeseburger. The crunchy double combines a double cheeseburger with a bed of chicken nuggets covered with tangy barbecue sauce. My goodness. All right, let me get rid of this crap before I throw up. Okay, listen, we riding pretty long on this one, man. Y'all all right? Y'all want me to shut it down? Y'all awake? It is Friday Night Lights. Let me know. You tired? You sleepy? Huh? Y'all want to go to bed? Let me know. If y'all still riding with me, put a 7 in the chat, and we'll keep it moving. I got a few more to go. Y'all all right? I'm watching the chat. Let me see. You sleepy? All right, all praises, all praises. I got one. The rest of y'all must be still asleep. Okay, all right. They're kicking in. They're kicking in. All right, all praises. All right, let's get back to it then. Look at this. You talking about witchcraft, sorcery? This is real elements of sorcery, man. Walk with me through this. Real element. Hold on. All right, before we go there, uh, look at this. Acts 8 and let's look at Acts 8 and verse 9. Okay. So Apostle Paul is moving through Samaria, preaching repentance, and he bumps heads with this cat named Simon. Okay. Now I just want to look at the elements of which Simon was dealing in. Okay. We're gonna look at the Greek Greek word for sorcery and bewitching. Now here we go. Mageo, the Greek word for sorcery, G3096. I'm gonna show you where I'm going with this. What does this mean? Magio.
Strong's G 3096. Maguo. Maguo.
All right, Maguo. Okay, all right. Maguo. So what's that mean? Okay, to practice magic or to use sorcery. Okay, so to practice magic or to use sorcery. Now, when somebody talks about doing magic, right? What's the first type of thing you deal with? Now you see me, now you don't. That type of that type of expression, right? Oops, hold on. Now you see me, now you don't. Now let's look at this word. Existemi for bewitching. And we're gonna read the scripture. Okay. To be amazed, be astonished, to bewitch, be besides oneself, to make astonished or to wonder. Okay. To amaze, to astonish, to throw into wonderment, to be out of one's mind, besides oneself, insane. Okay. So we looked at those two words, sorcery, and we looked at uh bewitched. So let's look at the scripture again. And this was a cat Simon that had the people under his spell. They were swearing that he was, he had the power of the Most High. He was, performing magic tricks and performing these little fake miracles in front of people. See, uh, Acts 8, let's read 9. But there was a certain man called Simon, which before time in the same city used sorcery and bewitched the people of Samaria, giving out that himself was some great one. So he used magic and illusions and all kind of madness and bewitched them. He had them astonished and amazed, and they were sitting back in disbelief, wondering how did he do it? What the hell? Give it and made himself seem as he was someone to whom they gave all heed from the least to the greatest, saying, this man is the great power of the Most High. Okay. So just showing you where and how that type of knowledge exists and had exists, and Paul had his encounter with it. When you look at this type of transition and this tranny madness that's going on, this is bewitching. This is sorcery that's going on right here. This is now you see me, now you don't. This is, a complete transformation. This is them trying to exalt themselves as being creators when it comes down to the sciences of the so-called white man, where we're calling the Most High our creator. He's saying, no, I am the Most High. I can create and recreate. Look at this. Woman 26 who came out as a trans man at age 19 reveals she is now detransitioning back to female 6 years after starting testosterone and having her breast removed. Do you see the madness that's going on and the confusion that goes on in these people's minds, man? She went from being a woman, this is her before transition, this is her through her transition when she finalized it, and now she's going back to being female again. I mean, if we're not in Babylon, man, I don't know where we are. You're talking about complete confusion. You're talking about the so-called white man saying, "I can do a bewilder. I mean, I can do a bewitching right before your eyes. I can make people say, "What? That was you? No, that's you. Well, wow, what?" All behind elements of sorcery, man. Alchemy. He's drumming up pharmakia. and that's a form of witchcraft, dealing with the pharmaceuticals and all of that, through her on hormones, gave her a full beard. Look at this. You if you just see this picture, you would think that that's a dude. You think this is a dude. Compare the two. And she's so damn confused. That's why you can't sit back and say, "Oh, they're born this way." I mean, they're confused as hell under the pressures of society that's telling them, "Oh no, you can go ahead and y'all can't see it. What can't y'all see? It's not sharing." Oh, my bad, y'all. Hold on, my bad. I went on this whole damn tirade. Maybe I do need to stop. Maybe I'm tripping. Hold on. It said it was sharing. Okay, hold on. Man, Satan trying to play games. Satan trying to play games. All right, let me jump. Let me jump back because y'all didn't see. Y'all didn't see. Hold on, I got a damn bot up in here. Let me get him up out of here. Okay. All right, let's get back. All right, let me go over this real quick with y'all again. So we was at Acts 8 and 9, right? So under Acts 8 and 9, it says, "But there was a certain man called Simon." So this is Paul traveling through Samaria. He's going through teaching the spirit of repentance, waking up our people, bringing them back to through the grace and mercies of Yahweh Shai and the Most High. He runs into this man named Simon. Okay. Simon was a damn warlock, involving themselves in sorcery and bewitching the people of Samaria. Okay, so reading verse 8, chapter 8 and verse 9, it says, "But there was a certain man called Simon, which before time in the same city used sorcery and bewitched the people of Samaria, giving out that himself was some great one." So looking at the two words that I wanted to look at was sorcery, right? And that's G 3096 in the blue letter, right? Magio, and that means to be a magician or to practice magical arts, okay? And to practice magic or to use sorcery, okay? Now, the other word that I wanted to look at was bewitching. So here he is utilizing magic and dark arts to perform so-called, quote, miracles, okay? And oops, my bad. Now, bewitching. And it said that he was using his magic to put people in a bewitching state of mind. What is that? To be amazed or to astonish, to throw into wonderment, to be amazed, see, to be out of one's mind besides oneself. Look at this. To astound, to be insane, amazed, be beside someone, be beside yourself, to have somebody in wonderment. Okay. So here this cat was involving himself in sorceries and dark arts, having the people in amazement. Okay. So when we're looking at something like this is sorcery. This is witchcraft. This is bewitching. This will have you in amazement. This will have you insane. This is the type of stuff that have you sitting looking back saying, "What the hell did I just see?" Abracadabra. Now you see me, now you don't. You understand? This is where the so-called white man says, "I am a creator. I am the most high." Oh, you don't like being a female? I'll make you a male. You don't like being a male anymore? I'll make you back to a female. How's that sound? This is complete madness. Woman 26. This is what I'm saying. How you say we're not in Babylon? This is complete madness. Woman 26 who came out as a trans man at age 19. So at 19, she figured out she wanted to be a man. This was her. 19, she transforms into this. Now she's detransitioning back to a female 6 years after starting testosterone and having her breast chopped off. Look, this is what we're talking about. When you're sitting out here confused as hell, fighting the pressures of, people telling you, and we've seen before, educators influencing and school systems and everything else, influencing people and telling them that you should be trans, you want to be a girl, you want to be a boy, be a tomboy, be whatever, right? This is why you can't say, man, oh, I was born this way. She was born a female. When she became a man, so-called man, she was dealing with all kind of depression and was all jacked up. And then she was like, this don't feel right. I need to go back to being a woman again. And now we're seeing what's happening. If you see this right here, this is complete bewitching. 5.5 years on testosterone. She grew a whole full beard, man. Look at it. If you seen these pictures, you would assume this was a dude just off the rip. No analyzing, no nothing. You just look and you say, oh, there goes a dude. Okay. Now, 6 months off of the hormones. Oh, all the hair is done cleared up, man. Her body's back transforming into a feminine form to a degree. I mean, look at this madness. Issa Ishmael, barber from Detroit, Michigan, was born a woman. When she was 19, she announced that she was transgender and started transitioning to a male by taking testosterone. She took hormones for 6 years, and they completely changed her body. She also surgically removed her breast, but soon realized she wasn't happy as a man. In February 2021, after developing depression, she decided to, quote, detransition back into a female and stop the testosterone therapy altogether. Now she has shared her experiences in the hopes that she can help others who are struggling with their gender identity and are unsure about transitioning. Are you telling me that this ain't, Babylon, and that this agenda that's being pushed isn't making people make bad decisions and get themselves all jacked up? Look, Catholic father sues the school after daughter, 12, tried to kill herself following months of secret meetings about her gender identity with teachers who encouraged others to call her a boy and gave her a new name behind her parents' backs. This is the LGBTQ HIV community, man. This is what they doing. They bullying. They out here brainwashing kids. They forcing it down their throats. They're telling other kids to call them outside of their gender. I mean, they're making this cisgender, non-binary. They're making unisex bathrooms. They're doing everything to cultivate this next little culture, man. Aladad, I said it for how long now? How long now that this is going to happen? Years ago. And here we are. And look, another nigga to blame. School counselor. she she's gonna take the rap for it. But now we see the agenda is clear. Catholic father sues a school after her daughter, 12, tried to kill herself following months of secret meetings about her gender identity. Remember y'all seen the DSTMs I did the past couple of weeks, man? Showed them teachers that was trying to recruit kids into their little LGBTQ clubs. The mother that's suing right now. Here's another father that's suing right now, taking their kids into secret meetings. And here the parents are running around saying, we can't wait to get back to normal and send our kids back to school. Why? So you can give them in the hands of some damn demons? So we see it here. All right. Trans child molester 26 who sexually assaulted a girl 10 is sentenced to just 2 years in a juvenile facility. He's 26. Did you hear that? He's 26 and they're sending him to a juvenile facility for 2 years for molesting a 10-year-old girl. Judge Slam woke LADA George Gascon, who refused to prosecute her as an adult. Hannah Tubbs, formerly known as James. Hannah Tubbs, formerly known as James, 26, will serve 2 years in a juvenile facility after pleading guilty to a sexual assault. He's 26. You're going to lock him up with cats that's 18 and younger. 17, really, and younger. I mean, what kind of madness is this? Tubbs sexually assaulted a 10-year-old girl at a Denny's bathroom in 2014, just weeks prior to her 18th birthday. And if you're wondering, yes, he's Edomite. Any surprises? Okay. The Los Angeles DA George Gascon is facing criticism for refusing to try Tubbs as an adult. Gascon said he was concerned Tubbs would be victimized due to her gender identity in adult facility. Oh, you're concerned that he might have some fun in a facility with adults? He might be victimized. Oh, why how come you won't set him up with the women then? You think, oh, the women's gonna victimize him? See this foolishness? You don't fully, embrace his tranny lifestyle, and he was still gonna be locked up with the men. Why not let him free with the women? You scared he's gonna get at them too? Okay, look at this shit, man. Oh boy. All right. So before handling down the light sentence, Judge Mario Barrera said his hands were tied by Gascon. "Quote, I want to be clear," Barrera said. "The filing of a transfer motion is entirely within the discretion of the district attorney. Gascon's decision has sparked fury among prosecutors in LA." I mean, this is what's happening in LA, man. More LGBTQ athletes than ever will compete in Beijing's Winter Olympics. Welcome home. Look at this. They finally made it. They broke through. I mean, they're in politics. And where are they being repressed at? Where are they being persecuted and slandered and besides DSTM and other places? For what I can tell, man, Sodom is on the move. They're making big moves. More LGBTQ athletes than ever will be competing in the Beijing Winter Olympics, but China has banned, quote, sissy men from TV, censored sexual expression, and is a country where 7 out of 10 people don't want a homosexual as a neighbor. But guess what? When White Zaddy comes in and says, "Hey, you won't be hosting the Olympics, you won't get that money, and we'll shut your ass down if you don't let us in," guess what? Moab bows down to Massa. See, China bans all of that, man. North Korea don't allow them little gay boy, them little effeminate boy bands and all that other stuff. They shut all of that down. China does the same thing. They don't allow no effeminate, none of that. But as soon as Esau come over there and say, guess what? You gonna do it for me? China says, yes, sir. He gonna bow down. 32 brave out athletes are set to compete at the games in China. The number of LGBTQ athletes is more than all the other Winter Olympics combined, but host country has tightened rules on personal expression by LGBTQ people. Sissy men have been banned from television, social media accounts from LGBTQ groups have been deleted, and pride marches canceled. So look, they playing ball. I'm not done with these damn. I'm not done with the sodomite shit. I'm not done with them. Hold on. Even though this bot is trying to creep up in here, let's get rid of him. Let's get rid of him. Let's get back to our scheduled programming. All right, look at this. Boy in a skirt, 15, convicted of 2 sexual assaults at high schools in Loudoun County, will not have to register as a sex offender. Any surprises there? I mean, they're getting light sentences or no sentencing at all. They're in the Olympics. They're doing it up. I mean, you got rapists, man, that's over here raping inmates, and they're getting off saying all you got to do is enroll in the army within 30 days, and we'll let you off. That's the ways of America, man. That's the ways of our oppressors. I mean, what was going on when they was raping our women on them plantations? What was going on when they was raping the women on the reservations? They let them off. Tap on the wrist. See, boy in a skirt, man. So now another tranny, man. I covered this one too. And the father of one of the daughters, man, when he went to the city council and went to go press charges and got wild in the court, they arrested him and beat him up. And then after they let him out, the boy went and did it again. So now he got busted with 2 accounts, and they said, man, hey, you guilty, but you're not gonna have to register as a sex offender. no problem. Your reputation is still gonna be clean. So, 15-year-old boy from Loudoun County, Virginia, will not have to register as a sex offender after he was previously convicted for 2 sexual assaults. Cat throws on a wig and a skirt, lurking in the bathroom, man, raped 2 girls, sexually assaulted them, and they say no problem. Welcome to America. Goodbye to the industry that helped build LA before Hollywood. City bans new and existing gas and oil wells, bringing an end to 150 years of history when boom helped grow town from just 50,000 people. If you're in LA, they got them oil drills over there by Kenneth Hahn Park. You drive up and down that little highway on La Cienega. You see the oil drills. They getting rid of the oil. They're trying to get rid of the natural gases and all of that. Everything's going electric. Everything's going green. California's going to be completely changed within the next 5 years. And it's going to affect the economy for many that work in them industries and all of that. This is all part of them trying to, save the earth. They want to be involved, with the next world order as it pertains to global warming and all of that other madness. See, so America, California's all in. California's all in. Tonga got hit by another earthquake after that volcanic eruption, 6.2. So earthquakes in diverse places, man. Tonga, they getting hit up. Why the Most High's got his hands over there, I'm not sure. Who knows what they doing over there? But the Most High is shaking and shaking and rattling over there. See, blizzard could be the biggest snowstorm to ever hit Boston. Talked about that earlier. So we're seeing, man, everything is topsy turvy. They're about to really get hit with the snowstorm this weekend. I think they were saying over a foot of snow is expected in a day. So they about to get hammered on the East Coast, man. So again, if you're over there on the East Coast, man, buckle up. I know you're used to getting some cold fronts, but they saying this is gonna be worse than anything y'all used to. Worse than anything y'all got used to, man. Haiti got hit with the earthquake? Let me find out. Let me see. Let's see here. God, there you go. There you go. Let's see. Yep, there you go. Haiti earthquake, 2 killed and homes damaged, 5.3 tremor today. That was 4 days ago. Aftermath earthquake kills 2 and injures dozens. Haiti seeks to educate the public. Man, Haiti stay getting rocked, man. Haiti stays getting judged. Crucial. There you have it, y'all. There you have it, man. All praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, man. See me glitching. I'm falling in and out the matrix. All praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, man. This is Friday Night Lights, man. Hopefully y'all got some edification tonight, man. Enjoyed being with y'all this evening, man. Opening up the Sabbath correctly. You feel me? One of these bots that made it through. I missed him. I got him now though. But hopefully the rest of y'all have a blessed evening. You know what I mean? And an even better Sabbath day tomorrow. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory for that, man. Y'all be well. Make sure you continually fear the Most High, keep the commandments, man, and always remember, don't ever shoot the messenger. I'm out, man. Shalom. Y'all be well.